How are you feeling? How long have you been here?
3 months, May 17th.
And what brought you?
That's difficult to answer.
I'm not clear. How is it that playing the piano for people has eventually resulted in your being here in the hospital?
That's difficult to answer.
this the end? There's a noise inside my head of crying people facing death. Is this the end? Is this the end? Oh, I'm burning in the stone. There's no place to hide. I'm burning in the stone. This is the final genocide. What have we done to the world? What have we done to the world? I'm burning in the stone. There's no place to hide. I'm burning in the stone. This is the final
Affairs Secretary Doug Collins. He is the designated survivor tonight. The White House official by CNN's Caitlin Collins reporting that the designated survivor skips out on these joint addresses, the State of the Unions, in case of a catastrophic event. And so tonight it is the VA Secretary Doug Collins who will not be in the chamber. And then you were talking about those
Am I frozen?
folks that
No, I'm
line
not.
up on the
Hi.
center aisle. Billy
Hi.
House of Bloomberg
We're back.
noting that the great center aisle seat
Well,
framers
we're
of the
watching a
past,
speech. Trump
Elliot
is giving a
Engel,
speech tonight. He's giving a
Stephanie,
speech
Michelle
to joint
Bachmann.
House of Congress or like whatever. This is basically the State of the Union, except it's not the State of the Union because it's not. Trump hasn't been in office long enough for it to be the State of the Union. So when he gives the exact same speech next year, it will be the State of the Union then, but it is not the State of the Union now. It is just a speech to Congress or whatever. Thanks, Naruto. Appreciate the super chat. Yep, so we're going to watch a speech tonight, and I'm going to drink, and I got some really cheap champagne that my husband got me when he went to the gas station earlier, so that bodes well. I don't really know what to expect. Ben Shapiro is in the audience. I saw that as we were waiting. Matt Walsh is there. Riley Gaines is there. So the Zionist social media influencers have their seats. Elon Musk is there. Obviously, they're just doing the formalities right now of like, getting everyone in. Oh, Mike Johnson's about to say something.
Television helped his predecessor, John F. Kennedy, get elected, and he wanted Lyndon Johnson.
Jennifer will be joining us.
Part of the House
to go to the
support the President of the United States into the chamber. The following: the gentleman from Louisiana, Mr. Scalise; the gentleman from Minnesota, Mr. Emmer; the gentlewoman from Michigan, Mrs.
They're just
McClain.
announcing who's going to usher Trump into the chamber, which is basically like an honorary position. They go up, everyone claps for them. That's basically all they do. I don't know. How are you guys feeling? Good night. I was researching my my book on the Mary Nardini gang before we started, and it's already gotten more complicated than I thought it would be. Like, shockingly, the book that I thought was going to be easy is already more complicated than I thought it would be. So there's that. So that's fun. I'm looking forward to Trump's speech, and that I think he's going to be spicy and bombastic. I hope Trump brings it. I'm starting to get just a little bit concerned at the amount of influence that Elon Musk has, though. I have to say, it is kind of creepy, like, always seeing Elon Musk around Trump. Does anyone else feel like that? Like, listen, and I like a lot of the things Doge is doing. I like a lot of the things that are going on, but it's a little creepy to like always see Elon Musk wherever Trump is. Like he lived in Mar-a-Lago for a while. He's always in the Oval Office. He's there tonight, like looking ominously over, like he's the CEO of something. Like, it's just a little bit much for me. All right, they're just announcing the ushers. I kind of do like all the pomp and circumstance of it, though. Look, there's no contingent. Oh, the Democrats are wearing pink tonight. Why are the Democrats all wearing pink? Because you guys remember, like, the women Democrats used to wear white, and now they don't do that anymore, apparently, but they do wear pink. Because you can see there's a whole block of women in pink. What's going on there? Why are they wearing pink? Does that represent, like, the blood of trans people or something like that? Probably something like that. That's what I'm thinking. You saw something on Blue Sky about it? I haven't been on Blue Sky today. Because I've been doing other stuff. All right, what's going on? What's this?
Speaker, the Dean of the Diplomatic Corps.
Oh, the Dean of the Diplomatic Corps. Thank God. Thank God. It's pink. Oh, is this a conservative thing that they're wearing pink then? Save women's sports, so it's a conservative thing. It is kind of cool to see everyone up there with their laptops.
There. The penguin doesn't go. The penguin doesn't. Did he dress us up okay?
Oh, thank you. Average person.
My wife loves this gray suit. I hate it. I don't wear it because she'll see me on TV.
All right, let's see. Why are they wearing pink? Let me read this article real quick. Wearing pink is meant to call, yeah, okay.
And we're about 5-10 minutes away from the president entering
this article says, wearing pink is meant to call attention to the Trump administration's negatively impacting women and families. Women are claiming pink as a color of protest, of power, and we are protesting what is happening right now. Okay. Fun fact.
Difference
they're wearing pink to protest. I know we're all
former
shocked.
Vice President Harris and Speaker Mike Johnson were talking last year versus now. I mean, it's so much more jovial with Vice President Vance and Speaker Johnson than it was. It's so much more kind of homeboy. These people know each other and they're kind of on the same side.
It is kind of
it's
more
just interesting
jovial.
to watch.
John,
the differences,
I'm not responsible for her. I sent her the link.
Would you call
It's not my fault she hasn't joined yet.
Justice and Associate Justices of the United States Supreme Court.
Oh, Supreme Court. The Supremes. And the Supreme Court are not allowed to clap during this. Did you guys know that? Did you guys know the Supreme Court is not allowed to clap during the speech? They just have to sit there. They're not allowed to take a side either way. You'll never see them clapping. Ooh, I don't see any of the Democrat ladies, the liberal ladies. They all protested. Kagan and Sotomayor and the other one, Ketanji Brown Jackson. So all the fucking Democrat women on the Supreme Court decided not to come? That's pretty fucking petty.
Jason Dick, we were just watching the Supreme Court come in. We saw Justice Roberts, Kavanaugh, Barrett, Kagan.
Oh, Kagan was there. Okay.
And
never
we
mind.
did not see Justices Brown Jackson, Sotomayor, Alito,
Alito?
Gorsuch, Thomas.
Where's Gorsuch?
We did see Anthony Kennedy, too.
Retired Justice Anthony Kennedy.
Does that tell you anything? That just 4 out of the 5? 4 out of the 9? Or
so, I mean, Justice Alito has been skipping this for quite a few years after, like sort of some of his motions and kind of mouthings kind of caught the cameras during one of Barack Obama's addresses. Thomas has also skipped quite a few lately. And it's not surprising to me because I do think that some people
imagine being a Supreme Court judge and you're so over this shit that you don't even want to go to the State of the Union anymore. You're like, no, I don't want to do it. I just have to sit there. Like, it probably actually really sucks to be a Supreme Court justice at the State of the Union because, like I said, they can't do anything. Like, the reason Alito's not there is because he was caught making snide remarks, and he's not allowed to do that. So they just have to sit there perfectly still the whole time. So it is probably, they're probably like, yeah, this sucks. We don't want to do it anymore. And you get over it after a while.
Very close. They spend a lot of time around one another. You know, whether or not it's a protest or whether it's just, I think I want to just, you know, catch up on Black Doves on Netflix. It might be that too.
I had a reservation I couldn't miss
Right.
at the local eatery.
Yeah, it is Mardi Gras. You know, maybe they're at Dauphine in downtown.
Maybe that's it. Jasmine, right, when we were talking, you were talking about J.D. Vance and Mike Johnson. And I asked the question before we got interrupted, which was, would you consider the Harris-Johnson relationship formal?
Yeah, I mean, I think that I'm not even sure I would call it a relationship.
Oh, Jennifer's here.
That didn't really know each other, that didn't really
Hi, Jennifer. How are you?
It was.
Hello, I'm good.
These moments
are you ready
in
for
which
the
they
speech
kind of
tonight?
Yes. Apparently, they're saying it's a dual address of Congress and not actually a State of the Union.
Well, that's only because he's not. He hasn't been in office. He has to be in office a full year for it to be a State of the Union. So the first State of the Union is always just a joint address to Congress, but it's the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
I just called it Trump's really big speech.
I am not sure that
nice.
That is the case right now.
Really big, huge, fantastic, the best speech.
Yep. The Democratic women are wearing pink to protest how badly Trump treats women and families, apparently. So you're going to see.
Oh, I thought the suffragette color was white, though.
No, they changed it.
So I think that
they're reclaiming pink
in a way that Johnson wasn't having.
There was an article about it. We read it before you got here.
We have about a minute and a half before.
I swear to God.
William McFarland, the House
Wasn't there a Code Pink thing at some point?
There is a Code Pink is a activist organization that's probably funded by China. We don't have direct proof of that, but probably they get an awful lot of USAID money. And yeah, they were the ones that interrupted Pete Hegseth's confirmation hearing, yelling, and they protested a lot of stuff. And they're annoying, and we infiltrated them and got in their private signal group at one point, but they're kind of annoying.
Tariffs,
they're like old hippie people. They're annoying.
Overnight into today, obviously there's some thinking that maybe.
What are we drinking tonight?
I'm drinking a cheap champagne from the gas station. What are you drinking?
But people
I have a little, may or may not be tea.
More time, but people are concerned. So I want to hear how he not just blames the Biden administration, but how he talks about it moving forward.
My little wine allowance for the evening, so I get to go to bed.
There you go.
The new Commerce Secretary.
I'm a good, responsible girl.
There you go.
Because I'm a total wino, so I have to put limits on myself.
By the way, before this starts, we can never watch Gaia again. Gaia gave me a fucking copyright strike.
Oh, no!
I swear to God. And I'm not upset about it, because I'm like, this is actually not that big of a deal, but I'm kind of like, really? Really, Gaia? We're talking about spiritual information that could reach people, and you want to give me a copyright strike and pull down the fucking video? Fuck you, assholes.
Gaia is a lot like the Daily Wire and all that, where they talk to their own people, and you have to have a membership to get in. And they don't just let stuff get out, but they do have their own YouTube channel. So I guess, was it the YouTube channel?
Public, everything was public. It was public on YouTube. That's kind of what I said. I appealed it. I was like, this is fair use. We're reacting to this. Part of a larger video. This is like they can suck it, but it doesn't really matter. I'm just like the point has already been proven. You know, it's like, all right, Gaia is faking gay, and we're never gonna watch them again, and it'll be fine.
What percentage that is?
Yeah, if they're gonna be babies about it. I know Coast to Coast, like George Norrie had but stuff on YouTube, and then there was.
She's got stuff written all over her jacket. Oh, that's an extra protest.
Oh, maybe she got it by all the military.
It says, "We the people." I think that's the 14th Amendment. Okay, she's being creative.
Nearly 20% of the Congress.
Well, at least she didn't show up to a presidential meeting in a pair of sweatpants and a jumper.
Probably not. Oh, here's Melania. Here she is. Look at the hair.
That one was. I think
looking
we've got
fabulous.
Pretty good batting record.
Ben Shapiro and Matt Walsh are there.
I think more
apparently.
And
well, I saw them.
Melania Trump, who was on Capitol Hill yesterday as well.
Who's the guy in the Texas state flag over here?
I don't know who that is.
Here comes Mrs.
That's quite a statement.
There's Melania.
Greta gave us her guess.
Well, I love that they're actually applauding her. That's nice. He was so pushed aside during his first presidency.
The Comforatory family that was
One of the most beautiful women in the world, and never was on any magazine covers like every other first lady is.
Well, maybe she will be this time.
I hope so. They treated her like such dog shit.
I wasn't surprised to see her. I mean, I think those were her first public remarks since Donald Trump took office. There were some questions about how much she would be in Washington, how frequently she'd be around. But I think that there's a real shift in energy, not just from the president, but also from her office, trying to do things much differently this time around.
Mr. Speaker, the president's cabinet.
Oh, the cabinet.
Heyo. I'll say hi to everybody in the chat who said hi. Hi, chat. It's Jennifer Rue tonight.
Jennifer Reed, that's appropriate. Oh, I hate most of these people. They all suck. Well, not all of them, but well, probably like 95% of them suck.
They all look like they have the same dentist and plastic surgeon.
Yeah, for real. Pete Hegseth looks sharp.
And now
he's always
the
handsome.
cabinet is coming in. Secretary of State Rubio.
Oh, I see him there.
Treasury
Oh, was that little.
We saw there as
little
well.
Marco.
Attorney General Tambondi.
Little Marco.
Was there.
How far he's come.
Mr. Lutnick, the Commerce Secretary, who we talked about a little bit earlier. RFK Jr., of course.
RFK
HHS,
Jr. has
there's
declared
Scott
anti-Semitism a public health crisis.
HUD.
No.
Yes, no.
Did he?
He did. Yeah, he did. I swear to God.
Duffy?
I swear to God. He tweeted
I'm
it
so
yesterday.
sorry,
Yeah.
Sean Duffy.
I mean, it's not a good thing, but it doesn't have anything to do with anybody's actual health.
Senator Adam
Well,
Schiff.
yeah. I mean, they're just
It's
leftists
like-
basically at this point.
There's Hegseth.
Senator from.
He uses that Dapper Dan.
Yep. The new
I'm
senator
not mad
from
at it. I mean,
Delaware.
he's a Zionist,
Lisa
and that's
Blunt
bad, and
Rochester.
he's like totally fucked by Israel. But you know what? He's handsome, so whatever.
We had Carol.
As long as he looks good being an asshole, that's
Illinois.
all we care about.
I mean, like my
Mostly
standards
blonde.
are very low at this point,
We
Jennifer.
had
I
Angela
literally just
Brooks,
want to be. I just want to be
Maryland.
entertained. That's it. I literally just want to be entertained
Kamala
and amused.
Harris, of
This is a
course, and
clown
then-
show. We're watching the clown car right now, and
No
some of the
doubt.
clowns are better looking than other clowns, and some of them are
Christy
funnier than
Bell,
other clowns, and.
I'm not trying to say Hegseth's an asshole. I really don't know him at all very well. But I like him
There we go.
fine. But
She's
you
got a
know,
good jacket. Look at that in the sleeves.
that's very imperialistic. You know, they had those in the
Is-
one of the latest. What is it?
Brooke
Star
Rollins, the
Wars shows.
Secretary?
I almost have it, but yeah, they had those coats for the Empire.
It is sort of odd to have something like this with, I mean, there's so
It's
much
pretty
that we're paying
classy looking,
attention to
though.
fashion
Yeah.
because of like some of the protests and so forth, having just done the Oscars.
There they are, all the little
It's
pinkies. Aren't they cute?
not quite as glamorous.
Not quite the same.
Not quite, not quite the same.
But there is a lot more power.
I
Guys,
would
please
simply say-
like the video. Come on, we got a lot of
Jason
people
Dick,
watching right now.
Nobody in the
Not
world
enough
cares what
likes.
you
Let's get those
or
numbers
I
up.
are
Come on,
wearing.
guys. Like the video, please.
Gavel
Mount the
the
like button.
subscribe.
Yeah,
Bonk
gavel.
it hard.
Gavel the subscribe.
Gavel the
Last
subscribe.
Huh. All right.
Joe
All
Biden
right.
took
All right, why
at
not?
least a half hour.
And the
to
like.
get
Sorry,
out of the
subscribe and
chamber.
like.
It was a
Oh, Bob
moment
pegged it.
for him politically
Thank you.
that boosted him.
Yeah.
That got rid of some of the rumors of mental decline, etc. And
Tell
he
your
worked
husband
room
that
for
I
a
didn't
half
vote for
an hour.
Trump,
It was
and
one
I
of the most,
actively told
in a
other people
sense,
not to vote
iconic
for
things I've
Trump,
ever
and I
seen in
complained about Trump
politics.
all the time.
And
And
do we expect
and I'm probably going
President
to complain
Trump to
about
do
Trump
the same,
tonight,
or-
and
don't
that's
know.
how it's not a pro-Trump
he
stream.
likes to check.
Well, he is the president, and we watched some other streams. You've watched the Joe Biden stuff. I mean, we're watching a presidential stream. It's not in support or protest of anything.
Expect President Trump to
I think they all
for that
suck.
long, but the
I'm not a
reality
fan of
is that
anyone. They all
as I
suck,
talk
all
to
of them.
People close to him.
Both sides.
He is
I like Trump.
enjoying
You know
this
that,
moment.
so.
He's
Well,
happy to be back in
It
the
is
White
what it
House.
is.
He's happy to
They
have
all
a
suck.
party that responds to him, that respects him, and he's
It's
happy,
a read,
you know, being the
but
center
Trump can
of
do
everything.
good things. Just
And
because
so
Trump
I think you're
sucks
going to
doesn't
see
mean Trump
him,
can't do good things that I agree with.
show
Yeah,
that
he's not perfect.
happiness,
Nobody is, but
shaking
I
hands
think
with
he
his
can
friends,
I think he's making a
shaking
lot of progress.
Hands, potentially people who don't like him very much. Democrats,
I don't like Elon Musk anymore. He needs to go away.
Them to say
and it's not even that I don't like what Elon Musk is doing, because I do like what Elon Musk is doing. He's just around all the time, and he's always with Trump, and it looks weird.
I agree.
Anymore.
It's getting strange because it's almost, I can see why the left is starting to call him like VP Musk, because it's like he kind of, it is bizarre.
You see him more than you see Vance.
I haven't seen Vance at all with Trump.
Vance is doing a decent job, I think. Vance is like, he's like, you know, got a good personality, whatever. Not being too annoying.
We'll see what Donald Trump does.
Yeah,
kind of looks like he's wearing jeans there, although I know he's not, but he kind of looks like he is, so I like
the belt buckle.
Yeah. You know, was running for re-election, but you know, who knows what kind of
that's a good look. It's like more of like a, it's like a casual look.
You know, his own path.
It's because he has his coat open.
Yes.
Yep. But it looks like jeans, and I'm not hating it. Like, I actually like that. I was like, this actually looks really casual, and I think it's good. It's progress. This is how government should be treated. We should not be taking this is not even as unserious as we should be about this shit. I'm actually like in favor of the John Fetterman approach, where he just basically wears fucking gym clothes everywhere. I'm like, you know what? Say what you will about Fetterman, that is exactly the level of seriousness with which we should be treating the government.
I think that there should be a level of decorum. At least they're not wearing white wigs, though.
Yeah, that's right.
I guess there's
former
that.
senator from Georgia.
Is Fetterman there? Is he wearing gym shorts tonight?
I haven't seen RFK Jr.
I don't know. Do you know he's being looked at for the next Democrat run?
Yeah, well, that's no, that's stupid. He's like mentally impaired. He's not going to run for president, but
he's coming across much better now. His brain is getting a little stronger. He's doing a little better.
Yeah, I mean, RFK.
But yeah, they're looking at him.
Quite the moment right now.
AOC will probably put her little finger in the running too.
Whether or not he should be promoting vaccines, whether or not he should be promoting, you know, more homeopathic remedies that aren't necessarily shown to have, you know, much weight against a measles outbreak. I would be interested to see if
Sam's not wrong.
I'd be a little shocked if it does, but
wow, yeah.
Again.
I mean, again, I don't think it's good to dismiss them when they win. It's like Joe Biden won. He was president for 4 years, he wasn't even there the whole time, and so they're like, what does it say about us when we're saying, oh, they're all mentally ill, they're mentally deficient? Well, they're so mentally deficient they kicked your ass. So maybe, look in the mirror,
or the people that
talk,
the people that were that voted for him for being in Congress for 150 years over and over again.
Yeah, but still, like, we couldn't, if they're so mentally impaired, then what was stopping us from rallying to beat them? If they're all just mentally ill, it's like, no, that doesn't make any sense. They're winning for a reason. You know?
In the states that those people won, there's a lot more Democrats, and they would vote for a ham sandwich if it was blue.
But
like, it doesn't matter. And the same thing can be said for a lot of Republicans.
I disagree. I think you look at places like Philadelphia, Republicans don't even bother to go to Philadelphia. They don't even talk to anyone there. Like you look at the reason AOC wins is because she basically runs unopposed.
As Trump
like there's no competition, and so
I don't 11% last night.
Yeah, well, I don't buy this idea that like the reason, like, you know, it's just they would vote for a ham sandwich. I disagree. I think like Republicans actually need to try, and it's like
I agree with that.
Then don't say like they're mentally ill. No, they're not. The issue is not that they're mentally ill. The issue is that you, I'm not saying you, I'm saying Republicans did not try.
Something that even as
you didn't try.
They didn't even come here either. They didn't come to Colorado at all either.
On tariffs, certainly privately they're concerned about.
I think it's like allocation of resources. You need to go where you think you can make some dent in the voting, but again, you're not wrong in that they really do need to try and rally.
He does not repeat that again.
Yeah, well, I mean, or they should just stop calling people mentally ill, because like, again, you are losing to mentally ill people. You are losing to the mentally ill. So what does that say about you?
Fetterman literally has a brain injury, though. So,
but they literally lost to a person with a brain injury that couldn't speak. I mean, this is the incompetence. But this is the reality. These are professional politicians. Like stop saying, oh, they're all mentally ill. That's why they like. What the fuck are you talking about? Then beat them.
Yeah,
you are the one of sound mind, and you know everything, and you are perfect. And everyone else sucks, then go fucking beat them. And if you can't beat them, shut the fuck up. Like, honestly.
does talk about like.
I
how
know,
great
poor
they are.
Fetterman. He couldn't even say
We're
his own
seeing
name there
them
for a little while. Bless his
as
heart.
The market does not like them. The Wall Street Journal editorial page doesn't like them. You know,
I think it is pretty cool
kind of
how
across
he's
the board.
rallied,
The
and he
economy
seems to be one of the
over and
more
over again
based
came up as the
Democrats
number one issue people
that's out
are
there.
worried about.
I don't
But
know.
he's also going to go
he's
for
a
some
Democrat.
base
I mean, I think
issues,
he
you know,
says
like
what he wants, but I think
transgender, you know, issues.
know.
How is that?
Yeah,
gonna
I don't
be-
trust
how is that gonna
much
be
of anything.
but how
Here
the
we
Democrats
go.
gonna react?
It's all lip service.
Yeah.
Mr. Speaker, the President of the United States.
Oh, finally, Trump's
Here we
here.
go.
Good. Finally, Trump. Well, that's a good tie. That's an unexpected color from Trump. A little bit of a deeper shade of like, it's like a deep shade of maroon. It's actually a very rich color tie.
Good color.
Trump usually goes for the bright red. I like it. This looks more somber and serious and distinguished. It's a very rich color.
That's lovely.
Yeah, I like it. This is dark Trump right here. He should have worn a black shirt. It does look very dark though, doesn't it?
It's lush.
It's
a lush
yeah.
color. Look at that woman's wearing pink. She's on the wrong side of the aisle with that color.
I think she's just wearing pink to wear it. This. Oh look! Protest! Protest sign! This is not normal! Ha ha ha! Protest sign. I hope someone yells. I hope someone throws a shoe at Trump. That'd be pretty great. I want to see action tonight. I saw Nancy Mace was positioning herself on the aisle. That woman in the pink. Who is that woman? Someone find out who she is.
She's an amazing bitch face.
She does. That's like, she's like resting bitch face to the Supreme.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
You're right. Trump doesn't look orange. You know, that's a good observation, Jan. He
hasn't hit the spotlight yet.
But not orange. There's Nancy. There she is. Yeah. Democrats looking sinister. Who is this guy? It's like security or something, but he doesn't look like, he's obviously not Secret Service.
Isn't he the announcer?
I don't know, maybe. He looks orange there.
I mean, he's in the shadows a little bit. I think this will be about as exciting as the Oscars were last night.
Were they bad?
They weren't bad, but they weren't great. It was very snoozy, and that was kind of nice, actually. Conan O'Brien did a great job hosting. We only had one kind of protesty moment from Daryl Hannah, but I think they turned her microphone down because we didn't hear it very much, and it was pretty hilarious.
I didn't even see any of the movies that were nominated. I didn't see any movies this year.
I saw one of them.
But I liked the Kieran Culkin one, and I like Adrian Brody, and I like that. So I like that he won. I didn't see his movie, but
That's a 3.5 hour slog through some pretty boring architecture, though. I don't know if I can sit through that, but I do like him.
I remember the first time Adrian Brody won his Oscar, and it was like he had like no one had any idea he was going to win. He hadn't won anything leading up to it. It was just like everyone was shocked.
It was an excellent movie too. The Pianist was an excellent movie. I agree, Mitchell. Demi Moore should have won. I agree.
Did she lose to the Trans movie or the Best?
No, they couldn't. The only thing they won for was Best Supporting Actress, Zoe Saldana, and I want to say they won one of the best song. I want to say for some reason they won that.
All right, Trump's about to get
Here we
started.
go.
Let's see.
Thank you.
Good evening, Trump.
Hello, minions. Oh, is that our friend? Ben Shapiro, Matt Walsh?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
You're gonna have to hear about that all
Great
day
honor.
tomorrow.
Thank you very much.
No doubt.
Speaker Johnson, Vice President Vance, the First Lady of the United States.
That's you, honey. There you go.
Oh, Melania. Oh, everyone stands.
Aw.
She does look happier this time. Like,
doesn't look less scared.
Members of the United States Congress, thank you very much. And to my
Forgot my
fellow
American flag.
citizens,
Oh, no. Ooh.
America is back.
America's back.
Back.
I want Trump just to go WWE this entire speech.
Yes.
That would be a good idea.
Pick a chair up and throw it at the pink lady.
Yeah. Wow, we've already got a USA chant. This is so boomer.
6 weeks ago, I stood beneath the dome of this Capitol and proclaimed the dawn of the golden age of America. From that moment on, it has been nothing but swift and unrelenting action to usher in the greatest and most successful era in the history of our country. We have accomplished more in 43 days than most administrations accomplished in 4 years or 8 years, and we are just getting started.
Trump seems happy. That's good.
Yeah. There's Elon. One of his baby's mama.
He looked like a fucking henchman.
I return to this chamber tonight to report that America's momentum is back, our spirit is back, our pride is back, our confidence is back, and the American dream is surging bigger and better than ever before.
We need a little more time for that's going to happen.
The American dream is unstoppable, and our country is on the verge of a comeback, the likes of which the world has never witnessed and perhaps will never witness again. Never been anything like it.
I really do think they should put Trump on Mount Rushmore, though.
The presidential
That'd be nice.
election, November 5th, was a mandate like has not been seen in many decades. We won all
biggest
7
mandate,
swing states,
the best
giving
mandate.
us an electoral college.
Let me
victory
remind you of how badly I
312
kicked all your
votes.
asses. Looks them right in the eye and is like,
All you all bitches out there.
like, you doubted me, you sons. You impeached me twice, assholes.
Yeah.
We won the popular vote by big numbers.
They
and
tried
won
to even do it when he was
counties
out
in
of
our
office,
country.
too, for some stupid reason.
Oh, they're already yelling at him.
Oh, side-eye.
Oh, that guy. That guy's awesome.
He's got a magic
He's
wand.
got his cane out.
What is the little
Oh,
paddle
and now
thing?
they're chanting them down. This is like the Bloods versus the Crips, the Sharks versus the Jets.
Red
right
Deer,
here.
Red Deer,
Like,
Jet
it's
Building,
like
yes.
at any moment the Democrats are going to get up and do a
And won
fucking dance, and
counties
the
in our
Republicans are going to
country,
respond with the USA chants.
2,700 to 525 on a map that reads almost completely red for Republican.
Why isn't Scott Pressler
now,
there?
For the first time in modern history, more Americans believe that our country is headed in the right direction than the wrong direction.
Like J.D. Vance is now standing up and looking at everyone like a stern father.
He's really tall, too. I didn't realize how tall he was.
The most ever.
Mike Johnson's about to bang a gavel.
Everybody pick a gavel up.
They're all like the school principal. They're like.
Likewise, small business optimism saw its single largest one-month gain ever recorded.
Okay, he's like, get him out of here.
Jump.
Anytime anybody
drag him out. Drag him out.
Members are directed to uphold and maintain decorum in the House.
Anytime somebody yelled at Obama or Biden, they were escorted out immediately.
Drag him out!
Members are engaging in willful and continuing breach of decorum, and the chair is prepared to direct the Sergeant-at-Arms to restore order to the joint session.
Yes! I forget that guy's name, but he's a congressman.
The guy with the cane?
Yep, the guy with the cane. He brought his best cane tonight too, with the gold top.
Mr.
Oh
Green,
yeah,
take your
he
seat.
could do some
Wingardium
Leviosa with that shit.
Take your seat.
Drag him out! Drag him out!
Finding that members continue to engage in willful and concerted disruption of proper decorum, the chair now directs the Sergeant-at-Arms to restore order.
Yeah!
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 Remove this gentleman from the chamber.
Remove him! Drag him out! Drag him out!
You're a meme now, sir.
They're singing! It's a great moment in American history right here.
He's a Democratic Republican from Texas.
Yeah.
Save Medicaid
Members
is that's what their
directed
little
to
paddles are.
Uphold and maintain decorum in the House. Mr. President, you continue.
Thank you.
We're basically at a professional
Over the past
wrestling
6
match.
weeks, I have signed nearly 100 executive orders and taken more than 400 executive actions, a record to restore common sense, safety, optimism, and wealth all across our wonderful land. The people elected me to do the job, and I'm doing it.
Yay! I need my damn flag. I might have to go run and get it.
It'll be okay. We'll figure it out what happens.
It's getting waves.
Do you
Freaking
really
me
need
out.
a flag?
I need my flag.
In fact, it has been stated by many that the first month of our presidency, it's our presidency, is the most successful in the history of our nation.
Probably true.
By many.
Probably true, actually. Trump's done a lot of shit. He really has. He's closed out a lot of agencies. She's got a whiteboard! He's got a mini whiteboard!
Do you know who number 2 is? George Washington. How about that?
Oh, yeah? Oh, you did more than George Washington, Trump?
But we'll take it. Within hours of taking the oath of office, I declared a national emergency on our southern border, and I deployed the U.S. military and Border Patrol to repel the invasion of our country. And what a job they've done. As a result, illegal border crossings last month were by far the lowest ever recorded, ever.
Hey, Fran, good to see you. Why is J.D. Vance's wife is dressed like a senior citizen? She could have worn something way better than that. She has good clothes.
Not to come. Much easier that way. In comparison, under Joe Biden, the worst president in American history, there were hundreds of thousands of illegal crossings a month. And virtually all of them, including murderers, drug dealers, gang members, and people from mental institutions and insane asylums, were released into our country. Who would want to do that? This is my 5th such speech to Congress. And once again, I look at the Democrats in front of me, and I realize there is absolutely nothing I can say to make them happy, or to make them stand or smile or applaud. Nothing I can do.
True, Trump, true.
I could find a cure to the most devastating disease, a disease that would wipe out entire nations,
socialism,
or announce the answers to the greatest economy in history, or the stoppage of crime to the lowest levels ever recorded. And these people sitting right here will not clap, will not stand, and certainly will not cheer for these astronomical achievements. They won't do it, no matter what.
Trump. Can't please Democrats.
5 times I've been up here. It's very sad.
He's doing a whole fucking sidebar. The Democrats refuse to clap for me, and it's not fair.
No, they refuse to clap because they suck. They're big suckers.
See, Supreme Court just has to sit there, not do anything.
They're impartial.
Yeah.
So Democrats sitting before me, for just this one night, why not join us in celebrating so many incredible wins for America?
Oh, he's inviting
Democrats to clap. For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
Let's be friends. Let's be friends, Demi.
Nancy's like, no, Trump, no. We will not make America great again, Trump.
She's got a scarf tied to her cane. Looks like
she's got her twilly from her mez.
Every day my administration is fighting to deliver the
her $800
change America needs to bring a future that America deserves, and we're doing it. This is a time for big dreams and bold action. Upon taking office, I imposed an immediate freeze on all federal hiring, a freeze on all new federal regulations, and a freeze on all foreign aid. I terminated the ridiculous Green New Scam. I withdrew from the unfair Paris Climate Accord, which was costing us trillions of dollars that other countries were not paying. I withdrew from the corrupt World Health Organization.
Good.
Yes.
And I also withdrew from the anti-American UN Human Rights Council.
Good.
Yeah.
We ended all of Biden's environmental restrictions that were making our country far less safe and totally unaffordable. And importantly, we ended the last administration's insane electric vehicle mandate, saving our auto workers and companies from economic destruction. To unshackle our economy, I have directed that for every 1 new regulation, 10 old regulations must be eliminated.
Yes!
Like I did in my very successful first term.
That's a good rule.
And in that first term, we set records on ending unnecessary rules and regulations like no other president had done before. We ordered all federal workers to return to the office. They will either show up for work in person or be removed from their job.
Yes, that's a good rule, actually.
Sooner, fuck off.
And we've ended weaponized government where, as an example, a sitting president is allowed to viciously prosecute his political opponent, like me. How did that work out?
How did that work out for you assholes? Jamie Raskin's hair again? Wow.
And I have stopped all government censorship and brought back
yeah, except for
free
anti-Semitism,
speech
Trump.
in America.
Fuck
It's
you.
back.
You announced a task force against anti-Semitism like 2 days ago, Trump. Lie. Anti-Semitic speech is free speech.
And 2 days ago, I signed an order making English the official language
that's
of the
good.
United
Yeah,
States of America.
Co-sign that. That was a good idea.
I renamed the Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of America.
That one I don't get. Why?
Just because he could.
He doesn't have any jurisdiction on naming that. That made me confused. Like, why does this need to happen?
I renamed for a great president, William McKinley, Mount McKinley again. Beautiful Alaska. We love Alaska. We've ended the tyranny of so-called diversity, equity, and inclusion policies all across the entire federal government and indeed the private sector and our military.
Okay, this is more. What the hell?
Our country will be woke no longer.
He's a real piece of work.
We believe that whether you are a doctor, an accountant, a lawyer, or an air traffic controller, you should be hired and promoted based on skill and competence, not race or gender.
Yep.
Very important.
Yep. Okay, this is better than the Oscars already.
You should be hired based on merit. And the Supreme Court, in a brave and very powerful decision, has allowed us to do so. Thank you. Thank you very much.
No clapping, seat, no reaction. They can't even move. They can't even blink.
We have removed the poison of critical race theory from our public schools.
You haven't, Trump,
and I
but good
signed
try.
an order making it
You really
the
haven't.
official policy of the United States
He's
government
working on
that
it.
there
Some things
are
you have to
only
go
two
through other
genders,
shit to get it
No, he
done.
thinks he's already done it from the executive order, and he hasn't.
Oh, no. Yeah. There's a lot of things that have to go through processes before they can be realized. I don't know if that's...
It's not going to work. What they did, it's not going to work because it doesn't actually define critical race theory correctly. So, like with his, it doesn't. It's not going to work no matter what he does.
To ban men from playing in women's sports.
Yes, please.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Oh.
3 years ago, Peyton McNabb was an all-star high school athlete, one of the best, preparing for a future in college sports. But when her girls' volleyball match was invaded by a male, he smashed the ball so hard in Peyton's face, causing traumatic brain injury, partially paralyzing her right side and ending her athletic career. It was a shot like she's never seen before. She's never seen anything like it. Peyton is here tonight in the gallery.
I've played co-ed volleyball before, but the guys are a lot more gentle when they're, because they know who they're playing. But when you have someone who's competing, they don't even care. And that poor girl.
Yeah, for real.
They stripped Leah Thomas of all their medals and shit too.
And if
so
you really
good.
want to see numbers, just take a look at what happened in the women's boxing, weightlifting, track and field, swimming, or cycling, where a male recently finished a long-distance race, 5 hours and 14 minutes ahead of a woman.
Wow.
For a new record by 5 hours. Broke the record by 5 hours.
Wow.
It's demeaning
And there's
for
no way a
women,
woman can ever break
and
that.
It's very bad for our country. We're not going to put up
That
with
needs
it
to be
any longer.
erased.
Yeah.
We are just built differently. Nancy still has the afforded dentures that fit. What is wrong with her?
What I have just described is only a small fraction of the common sense revolution that is now, because of us, sweeping the entire world. Common sense has become a common theme, and we will never go back. Never. Never going to let that happen. Among my very highest priorities is to rescue our economy and get dramatic and immediate relief to working families. As you know, we inherited from the last administration an economic catastrophe and an inflation nightmare.
Yep.
Their policies drove up energy prices, pushed up grocery costs, and drove the necessities of life out of reach for millions and millions of Americans. They've never had anything like it. We suffered the worst inflation in 48 years, but perhaps even in the history of our country. They're not sure. As president, I'm fighting every day to reverse this damage and make America affordable again.
That would just be make America affordable again.
Yeah.
I'll sign on to it.
Joe Biden especially let the price of eggs get out of control. The egg price is out of control, and we're working hard to get it back down. Secretary, do a good job on that. You inherited a total mess from the previous administration. Do a good job.
Oh, Carlin, they've resisted.
A major focus of our fight to defeat inflation is rapidly reducing the cost of energy. The previous administration cut the number of new oil and gas leases by 95%, slowed pipeline construction to a halt, and closed more than 100 power plants. We are opening up many of those power plants right now. And frankly, we have never seen anything like it. That's why on my first day in office, I declared a national energy emergency. As you've heard me say many times, we have more liquid gold under our feet than any nation on earth, and by far. And now I fully authorize the most talented team ever assembled to go and get it. It's called Drill, Baby, Drill.
Yes.
My administration is also working on a gigantic natural gas pipeline in Alaska, among the largest in the world, where Japan, South Korea, and other nations want to be our partner with investments of trillions of dollars each. There's never been anything like that one. It will be truly spectacular. It's all set to go. The permitting is gotten. And later this week, I will also take historic action to dramatically expand production of critical minerals and rare earths here in the USA.
Trump is on a mineral bender. This was why he wanted Greenland. This is what he wants from Ukraine. It's like these mineral rights.
Yeah.
To further combat inflation, we will not only be reducing the cost of energy, but we'll be ending the flagrant waste of taxpayer dollars.
Yes, please.
Good. Because I don't want to pay taxes anymore, Jennifer. I don't think I'm going to pay taxes.
I just finished getting all my crap together, and I every year it gives me a damn panic attack.
Created the brand new Department of Government Efficiency. Doge.
Yes, Doge. Elon.
Elon Musk just needs to stand there and not move. He looks like a child. He looks like a retarded child every time he does.
Don't say that.
Who is in the gallery tonight?
I can't help
he does, though.
He smiles upside down, which is weird, though.
Oh, he's so weird.
I like Elon. He's my kind of strange. Wake up, Elizabeth.
Thank you, Elon. He's working very hard. He didn't need this. He didn't need this. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Everybody here,
I'm gonna go
even
look and
this
see
side
how much money
appreciates it, I
Doge has
believe.
saved so far.
Yeah. All right.
They just don't want to admit that. Just listen to some of the appalling waste we have already identified. $22 billion from
164 billion
HHS to provide free
good.
housing and cars for illegal aliens. $45 million for diversity, equity, and inclusion scholarships in Burma. $40 million to improve the social and economic inclusion of sedentary migrants. Nobody knows what that is. $8 million to promote LGBTQI+ in the African nation of Lesotho, which nobody has ever heard of. $60 million for indigenous peoples and Afro-Colombian empowerment in Central America.
That's very specific.
$8 million for making mice transgender. This is real. $32 million for a left-wing propaganda operation in Moldova.
So CIA.
$10 million for male circumcision in Mozambique. $20 million for the Arab Sesame Street in the Middle East. It's a program. $20 million for a program.
Yeah, I saw a clip of it. It's great.
$1.9 billion to recently created Decarbonization of Homes Committee, headed up, and we know she's involved. Just at the last moment, the money was passed over by a woman named Stacey Abrams. Have you ever heard of her?
Oh!
A $3.5 million consulting contract for lavish fish monitoring. $1.5 million for voter confidence in Liberia. $14 million for social cohesion in Mali. $59 million for illegal alien hotel rooms in New York City.
Crazy.
He's a real estate developer. He's done very well. $250,000 to increase vegan local climate action innovation in Zambia. $42 million for social and behavior change in Uganda. $14 million for improving public procurement in Serbia. $47 million for improving learning outcomes in Asia. Asia's doing very well with learning. We know what we're doing. We should use it ourselves. And $101 million for DEI contracts at the Department of Education, the most ever paid, nothing even like it. Under the Trump administration, all of these scams, and they're far worse, but I didn't think it was appropriate to talk about them. They're so bad. Many more have been found out and exposed and swiftly terminated by a group of very intelligent, mostly young people, headed up by Elon, and we appreciate it. We found hundreds of billions of dollars of fraud.
That's crazy.
Yep.
Crazy. Now it's a tax holiday, Trump. No taxes this year. That's really what he should do. Trump wants to be emperor for life, and in response to all of this bullshit, I am allowing you to not pay taxes.
Inflation and other things.
And get rid of daylight savings.
Yeah, we'll be issuing a refund.
We got it just in time. This is just the beginning. The Government Accountability Office, a federal government office, has estimated annual fraud of over $500 billion in our nation, and we are working very hard to stop it. We're going to. We're also identifying shocking levels of incompetence and probable fraud in the Social Security program for our seniors.
Oh, dude, I was reading about that.
Yeah,
it is
and people that we love rely on. Believe it or not, government databases.
I was like, I should have applied for a
4.7
government loan during
Social
COVID.
Security members.
Right?
157-year-olds were getting government loans during COVID. I should have damn well gotten a fucking loan.
Yeah. What do they find, like 100,000 people over the age of 150 getting Social Security?
3.6 million people from ages 110
million
to 119. I don't know any of them. I know some people that are rather elderly, but not quite that elderly.
Half of them are in Congress.
3.47 million people from ages 120 to 129.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
3.9 million people from ages 130 to 139.
It's egregious.
3.5 million people from ages 140 to 149. And money is being paid to many of them. And we're searching right now.
This is like their families who kept collecting and didn't report their deaths. But I think it goes deeper than that, too.
But a lot of money is paid out to people because it just keeps getting paid, and nobody does. And it really hurts
audits
Social Security and hurts our country. 1.3 million people from ages 150 to 159, and over 130,000 people, according to the Social Security databases, are age over 160 years old. We have a healthier country.
Oh, look at them. They're all lies. It's lies. Fuck you, Dem.
Including, to finish, 1,039 people between the ages of 220 and 229, one person between the age of 240 and 249, and one person is listed at 360 years of age.
Yeah,
More than
some of that's from family members.
More than 100 years
Some of that's
older
government
than our country.
misallocation, misappropriation.
But we're going to find out where that money's going, and it's not going to be pretty. By slashing all of the fraud, waste, and theft we can find, we will defeat inflation, bring down mortgage rates, lower car payments and grocery prices, protect our seniors, and put more money in the pockets of American families.
Crazy. That list got a little boring, though. Trump needs to now turn it back up a notch.
Yeah, but that was something people really needed to hear.
Well, I didn't hear it because it was boring.
And today, interest rates took a beautiful drop, big, beautiful drop. It's about time. And in the near future, I want to do what has not been done in 24 years, balance the federal budget. We're going to balance it.
That would be good. I'm going to go use the little goddess room.
All right.
With that goal in mind, we have developed in great detail what we are calling the Gold Card, which goes on sale very, very soon.
I don't like this. This sucks.
For $5 million, we will allow the most successful job-creating people from all over the world to buy a path to U.S. citizenship. It's like the green card, but better and more sophisticated. And these people will have to pay tax in our country. They won't have to pay tax from where they came. The money that they've made, you wouldn't want to do that, but they have to pay tax, create jobs. They'll also be taking people out of colleges and paying for them so that we can keep them in our country instead of having them being forced
send them
out.
back. No.
Number one at the top school, as an example, being forced out and not being allowed to stay. And
I don't want
create
people from
tremendous numbers of
colleges
jobs
staying
and
just
great
because they got a
success for
degree.
a company
Colleges
out
make
there.
people
So while we
retarded.
take out
Are you stupid?
The criminals, killers, traffickers, and child predators who are allowed
If they
to
graduated
enter
from
our
college, they
country
must be
under
good.
the
Do
open
you know
border
what's fucking
policy
taught in
of
college?
These people, the Democrats, the Biden administration, the open border insane policies that you've allowed to destroy our country. We will now bring in brilliant, hardworking, job-creating people. They're going to pay a lot of money, and we're going to reduce our debt with that money.
Fine, sell the fucking citizenship. I can kind of get behind that. But don't give a green card to all college graduates. What the fuck?
Americans
It's a horrible idea.
Have given us a mandate for bold and profound change. For nearly 100 years, the federal bureaucracy has grown until it has crushed our freedoms, ballooned our deficits, and held back America's potential.
That's good.
In every possible way.
Who?
The
Dog?
nation founded by pioneers and risk takers now drowns under millions and millions of pages of regulations and debt.
And there's Bodie.
Approvals that should take 10 days to get. Instead, take 10 years, 15 years, and even 20 years before you're rejected.
Bodie, yeah, he's
Meanwhile,
down there.
we have hundreds of thousands of federal workers who have not been showing up to work.
Look at this
My
dog.
administration will reclaim
Used to
power
be a
from
puppy.
this
Now a
unaccountable
big
bureaucracy, and we will restore true democracy to America again.
They're big.
Yeah,
I don't know about the green card thing. I hadn't heard of that before.
Yep, well, he said that before the election. He always said he was going to do that.
Because we are draining the swamp. It's very simple. And the days of rule by unelected bureaucrats are over.
Yeah, okay, Trump. All the Democrats are so upset. I don't mind them being upset, though. I don't mind that so much.
Call the ambulance.
And the next phase of our plan to deliver the greatest economy in history is for this Congress to pass tax cuts for everybody. They're in there. They're waiting for you to vote. And I'm sure that the people on my right, I don't mean the Republican right, but my right here, I'm sure you're going to vote for those tax cuts, because otherwise I don't believe the people will ever vote you into office. So I'm doing you a big favor by telling you that. But I know this group is going to be voting for the tax.
I love how dismissive he is of them.
Yep. He's like, fuck you, assholes. No,
nothing,
fuck you. Fuck
nothing
you,
bothers
assholes.
Thank you. It's a very, very big part of our plan. We had tremendous success in our first term with it. A very big part of our plan. We're seeking permanent income tax cuts all across the board. And to get urgently needed relief to Americans hit especially hard by inflation, I'm calling for no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security benefits for our great seniors.
Yeah.
I would like that to extend to super chats on YouTube. No tax on super chats.
We're freelancing, damn it. Freelancing doesn't pay shit.
And I also want to make interest payments on car loans tax deductible, but only if the car is made in America.
All right, well, fine.
I like that idea. Stuff, but okay. Because it is more expensive to buy American-made shit.
And by the way, we're going to have growth in the auto industry like nobody's ever seen. Plants are opening up all over the place. Deals are being made. Never seen. That's a combination of the election win and tariffs. It's a beautiful word, isn't it? That, along with our other policies, will allow our auto industry to absolutely boom. It's going to boom. Spoke to the majors today, all three, the top people, and they're so excited. In fact, already numerous car companies have announced that they will be building massive automobile plants in America, with Honda just announcing a new plant in Indiana, one of the largest anywhere in the world. And this has taken place since our great victory on November 5th, a date which will hopefully go down as one of the most important in the history of our country.
Yeah, I think you should just put your super chat as tips.
As part of our tax cuts,
for real,
we want to cut taxes on domestic production and all manufacturing. And just as we did before, we will provide 100% expensing. It will be retroactive to January 20th, 2025. And it was one of the main reasons why our tax cuts were so successful in our first term, giving us the most successful economy in the history of our country. First term. We had a great first term. If you don't make your product in America, however, under the Trump administration, you will pay a tariff, and in some cases, a rather large one. Other countries have used tariffs against us for decades, and now it's our turn to start using them against those other countries. On average, the European Union, China, Brazil, India, Mexico, and Canada, have you heard of them? And countless other nations charge us tremendously higher tariffs than we charge them. It's very unfair. India charges us auto tariffs higher than 100%. China's average tariff on our products is twice what we charge them. And South Korea's average tariff is 4 times higher. Think of that, 4 times higher. And we give so much help militarily and in so many other ways to South Korea, but that's what happens. This is happening by friend and foe. This system is not fair to the United States and never was, and so on April 2nd, I wanted to make it April 1st, but I didn't want to be accused of April Fool's Day. That's not, just one day cost us a lot of money. But we're going to do it in April. I'm a very superstitious person. April 2nd, reciprocal tariffs kick in. And whatever they tariff us, other countries, we will tariff them. That's reciprocal, back and forth. Whatever they tax us, we will tax them. If they do non-monetary tariffs to keep us out of their market, then we will do non-monetary barriers to keep them out of our market. There's a lot of that, too. They don't even allow us in their market. We will take in trillions and trillions of dollars and create jobs like we have never seen before. I did it with China, and I did it with others, and the Biden administration couldn't do anything about it because there was so much money they couldn't do anything about it. We have been ripped off for decades by nearly every country on earth, and we will not let that happen any longer.
I think people forget all this money comes from us. The government does not earn money.
Over the last 3 months about Mexico and Canada, but we have very large deficits with both of them. But even more importantly, they've allowed fentanyl to come into our country at levels never seen before, killing hundreds of thousands of our citizens and many very young, beautiful people, destroying families. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. They are, in effect, receiving subsidies of hundreds of billions of dollars. We pay subsidies to Canada and to Mexico of hundreds of billions of dollars, and the United States will not be doing that any longer. We're not going to do it any longer. Thanks to our America First policies we're putting into place, we have had $1.7 trillion of new investment in America in just the past few weeks. The combination of the election and our economic policies that people of SoftBank, one of the most brilliant anywhere in the world, announced a $200 billion investment. OpenAI and Oracle, Larry Ellison, announced $500 billion investment, which they wouldn't have done if Kamala had won. Apple announced $500 billion investment. Tim Cook called me. He said, I cannot spend it fast enough. It's going to be much higher than that, I believe. They'll be building their plants here instead of in China. And just yesterday, Taiwan Semiconductor, the biggest in the world, most powerful in the world, has a tremendous amount, 97% of the market, announced a $165 billion investment to build the most powerful chips on earth right here in the USA. And we're not giving them any money. Your CHIPS Act is a horrible, horrible thing. We give hundreds of billions of dollars, and it doesn't mean a thing. They take our money and they don't spend it. All that meant to them, we're giving them no money. All that was important to them was they didn't want to pay the tariffs, so they came and they're building, and many other companies are coming. We don't have to give them money. We just want to protect our businesses and our people, and they will come because they won't have to pay tariffs if they build in America. So it's very amazing. You should get rid of the CHIP Act, and whatever's left over, Mr. Speaker, you should use it to reduce debt or any other reason you want to.
Or any other reason.
Our new trade policy will also be great for the American farmer. I love the farmer.
Yay, farmers!
Who will now be selling into our home market, the USA, because nobody is going to be able to compete with you. Because there's goods that come in from other countries and companies. They're really in a bad position in so many different ways. They're uninspected. They may be very dirty and disgusting, and they come in and they pour in, and they hurt our American farmers. The tariffs will go on agricultural product coming into America, and our farmers, starting on April 2nd, it may be a little bit of an adjustment period. We had that before when I made the deal with China, $50 billion of purchases, and I said, just bear with me, and they did. They did. Probably have to bear with me again, and this will be even better. That was great. The problem with it was that Biden didn't enforce it. He didn't enforce it. $50 billion of purchases, and we were doing great, but Biden did not enforce it.
Wow.
And it hurt our farmers, but our farmers are going to have a field day right now. So to our farmers, have a lot of fun. I love you too. I love you too.
Is that a farming pun? Field day?
It is kind of a little bit, isn't it?
I've also imposed a 25% tariff on foreign aluminum, copper, lumber, and steel, because if we don't have, as an example, steel and lots of other things, we don't have a military, and frankly, we just won't have a country very long. Here today is a proud American steelworker, fantastic person from Decatur, Alabama, Jeff Denard. Has been working at the same steel plant for 27 years in a job that has allowed him to serve as the captain of his local volunteer fire department, raise 7 children with his beautiful wife, Nicole.
Wow.
And over the years, provide a loving home for more than 40 foster children. So great, Jeff.
Oh,
wow. Bless his heart.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Jeff. Stories like Jeff's remind us that tariffs are not just about protecting American jobs. They're about protecting the soul of our country. Tariffs are about making America rich again and making America great again, and it's happening, and it will happen rather quickly. There'll be a little disturbance, but we're okay with that. It won't be much. No, you're not. Oh. and look where Biden took us. Very low, the lowest we've ever been. Jeff, I want to thank you very much. And I also want to recognize another person who has devoted herself to foster care community. She works so hard on it. A very loving person, our magnificent First Lady of the United States.
Thank you, Donald. Thank you.
Is that her? I never knew what her First Lady project was.
Melania's work has yielded incredible results, helping prepare our nation's future leaders as they enter the workforce. Our First Lady is joined by 2 impressive young women, very impressive. Haley Ferguson, who benefited from the First Lady's Fostering the Future initiative and is poised to complete her education and become a teacher. And Elliston Berry, who became a victim of an illicit deepfake image produced by a peer.
Oh, deepfake revenge
Elliston's
porn.
help, the Senate just passed the Take It Down Act. And this is so important. Thank you very much, John. John Thune, thank you. Stand up, John. Thank you, John. Thank you all very much. Thank you.
Well, Matt
And
Walsh
thank
has
you to
cyberbullied
John
me on
Thune
multiple
and the Senate.
occasions, so why the fuck is he at the
Great
State of
job
the Union?
to criminalize the
Yeah, but it wasn't a
publication
deepfake
of
porno.
such
Well,
images
thank God for
online is
that.
terrible, terrible thing. And once
Thank
it
God for
passes the
that.
House, I look forward to signing that bill into law. Thank you. And I'm going to use that bill for myself, too, if you don't mind. Because nobody gets treated worse than I do online. Nobody. That's great. Thank you very much to the Senate. Thank you. But if we truly care about protecting Americans' children, no step
Thanks, Janet.
is
I
more
wasn't sure.
crucial than securing America's borders. Over the past 4 years, 21 million people poured into the United States. Many of them were murderers,
So you need to be deporting
human
more people, Trump.
traffickers, gang members, and other
I need at
criminals
least
from the streets of
5,000
dangerous
deportations
cities
a day.
all throughout the world.
Did you see the tanks they're rolling out towards
Joe
the
Biden's
border?
insane and very dangerous
Good.
open
Oh,
border
yeah.
policies.
He means business.
They are now strongly
Well, I want them
embedded
to be
in
deporting people.
our
He doesn't mean
country.
business on that.
Oh, yeah.
yet.
But we are getting them out and getting them out fast.
No, you're not, Trump. That's not true. That's
Well,
not
I
true.
thought-
Trump, you've got like a couple hundred deportations a day.
Yeah, it's
It's not
he
good.
needs more. I think he needs more people.
Well,
I
then you
agree.
should
I wanna
hire
Thank
them.
Tom
Like,
Homan and
Hire
Chris, I
those
want to
good.
thank
the
you
feds
and
that aren't
Paul of
doing
Border
anything.
Patrol. I
Well,
want to thank you.
they
What
run
a
the
job they've
feds.
all done.
Like,
Everybody, Border
no
Patrol, ICE.
excuses. Trump needs to do better.
Well, law enforcement in general is incredible. We have to take care of our law enforcement.
No,
Have to.
not doing their job.
Last
Well, it
year,
doesn't help when you have states like Colorado and there's a few others that aren't cooperating. I cannot wait to see
22-year-old
them
nursing
get their
student
comeuppance.
named Lakin Riley, the best in her class, admired by everybody, went out for a jog on the campus of the University of Georgia. That morning, Lakin was viciously attacked, assaulted, beaten, brutalized, and horrifically murdered. Lakin was stolen from us by a savage illegal alien gang member who was arrested while trespassing across Biden's open southern border and then set loose into the United States under the heartless policies of that failed administration. It was indeed a failed administration. He had then been arrested and released in a Democrat-run sanctuary city, a disaster, before ending the life of this beautiful young angel. With us this evening are Lakin's beloved mother, Allison, and her sister, Lauren.
Kristen Gillibrand looks so old.
Last year, I told Lakin's grieving parents that we would ensure their daughter would not have died in vain. That's why the very first bill I signed into law as your 47th president mandates the detention of all dangerous criminal aliens who threaten public safety. It's a very strong, powerful act.
Yeah, good job, Trump. Now deport more people.
Yes.
All I want is
It's
deportations.
called the
Deportations, that's
Lakin-Riley
it.
Act.
Deportations.
So Allison and
You made a new
America
word.
will
I did.
never ever
I did
forget our
that.
beautiful Lakin Hope Riley.
Deportations does actually have a ring to it, doesn't it?
It kind of works,
Yeah.
you know.
Deportations.
Thank you very much. Since taking office, my administration has launched the most sweeping border and immigration crackdown in American history, and we quickly achieved the lowest numbers of illegal border crossers ever recorded. Thank you.
Oh yeah, did you hear that the border crossings reduced 97%?
I don't care. I want more deportations.
Hey, we got two problems. They're coming in and going out. We just got to get the going out going now.
Well,
the media and our friends in the Democrat Party kept saying we needed new legislation. We must have legislation to secure the border. But it turned out that all we really needed was a new president.
That's a good line. That was a good line, Trump. Okay. All right. All right. Trump.
Thank you.
Oh my God.
I almost just spit.
Joe Biden didn't just open our borders, he flew illegal aliens over them to overwhelm our schools, hospitals, and communities throughout the country. Entire towns like Aurora, Colorado, and Springfield, Ohio, buckled under the weight of the migrant occupation and corruption like nobody's ever seen before.
The mayor is protecting them in Aurora.
Now, just as I promised in my inaugural
so
address,
aggravating.
Trump should go in with the military and get them out.
Liberation
Just take
of America.
them. Go in with fucking vans and lock them in the vans and drive them to fucking Mexico.
I want to know where the populace is. Nobody's protesting.
But
well, there are protests. They won't cover them here on the local news.
There's much work to be done. Here tonight is a woman I have gotten to know, Alexis Nungary from Houston. Wonderful woman. Last June, Alexis's 12-year-old daughter, her precious Jocelyn, walked to a nearby convenience store. She was kidnapped, tied up, assaulted for 2 hours under a bridge, and horrifically murdered. Arrested and charged with this heinous crime are two illegal alien monsters from Venezuela, released into America by the last administration through their ridiculous open border. The death of this beautiful 12-year-old girl and the agony of her mother and family touched our entire nation greatly. Alexis, I promised that we would always remember your daughter, your magnificent daughter, and earlier tonight I signed an order keeping my word to you. One thing I have learned about Jocelyn is that she loved animals so much. She loved nature. Across Galveston Bay, from where Jocelyn lived in Houston, you will find a magnificent national wildlife refuge, a pristine, peaceful, 34,000-acre sanctuary for all of God's creatures on the edge of the Gulf of America. Alexis, moments ago, I formally renamed that refuge in loving memory of your beautiful daughter, Jocelyn. So, Mr. Vice President, if you would, may I have the order?
Oh,
wow.
That is so nice.
Wow. That's actually really nice. Okay.
His signature is awesome. I love his signature.
Well, he knows it too. It's his brand. Yep. Thanks, Maria.
Yeah, that's going away.
Thank you very much. All three savages charged with Jocelyn and Lakin's murders were members of the Venezuelan prison gang, the toughest gang, they say, in the world, known as Tren de Aragua. 2 weeks ago, I officially designated this gang, along with MS-13 and the bloodthirsty Mexican drug cartels, as foreign terrorist organizations.
Yep. Yep.
They are now officially in the same category as ISIS, and that's not good for them. Countless thousands of these terrorists were welcomed into the U.S. by the Biden administration. But now every last one will be rounded up and forcibly removed from our country, or, if they're too dangerous, put in jails, standing trial in this country, because we don't want them to come back ever. With us this evening is a warrior on the front lines of that battle, Border Patrol Agent Roberto Ortiz. Great guy.
He looks like a Roberto.
I think he's a Vulcan. Yeah, he's definitely a Vulcan.
In January, Roberto and another agent were patrolling by the Rio Grande near an area known as Cartel Island. Doesn't sound too nice to me. When heavily armed gunmen started shooting at them, Roberto saw that his partner was totally exposed, at great danger, and he leapt into action, returning fire and providing crucial seconds for his fellow agent to seek safety, just barely. I have some of the prints of that event, and it was not good. Agent Ortiz, we salute you for your great courage and for your line of fire that you took and for the bravery that you showed. We honor you, and we will always honor you. Thank you, Roberto, very much.
Stunning and brave, Roberto. Stunning and brave. It's very
For someone who
good.
actually deserves that, deserves to have that said about them.
I probably shouldn't be making fun, but...
Thank you, Roberto. And I actually got to know him on my many calls to the border. He's a great gentleman. The territory to the immediate south of our border is now dominated entirely by criminal cartels that murder, rape, torture, and exercise total control. They have total control over a whole nation, posing a grave threat to our national security. The cartels are waging war on America, and it's time for America to wage war on the cartels, which we are doing.
Yes. Yes.
Someone needs to throw a shoe at Trump or something. I'm getting bored. We all had all the fire in the first half of the speech. I'm getting bored now.
5 nights
They
ago,
silenced the protesters.
Mexican authorities, because of our tariff policies being imposed on them, think of this, handed over to us 29 of the biggest cartel leaders in their country. That has never happened before.
That's
they want to
actually
make
a
us
pretty
happy.
big deal.
First time
I like
ever.
that.
But we need Mexico and Canada to do much more than they've done, and they have to stop the fentanyl and drugs pouring into the USA. They're going to stop it. I have sent Congress a detailed funding request laying out exactly how we will eliminate these threats to protect our homeland and complete the largest deportation operation in American history, larger even than current record holder President Dwight D. Eisenhower, a moderate man, but someone who
The
believed
largest
very strongly
deportation effort in history.
in
I like the
borders.
sound of that, Trump.
Americans expect
that's
Congress
good.
to send me this funding without delay so I can sign it into law. So,
That's good.
Mr. Speaker, John Thune, both of you, I hope you're going to be able to do that, Mr. Speaker. Thank you. Mr. Leader, thank you. Thank you very much. And let's get it to me. I'll sign it so fast, you won't even believe it. And as we reclaim our sovereignty, we must also bring back law and order to our cities and towns. In recent years, our justice system has been turned upside down by radical left lunatics. Many jurisdictions virtually
Now he looks
ceased
over at that
enforcing
side of the
law
aisle.
against dangerous repeat offenders while
Get
weaponizing
'em.
law enforcement against political opponents like me. My administration has acted swiftly and decisively to restore fair, equal, and impartial justice under the constitutional rule of law, starting at the FBI and the DOJ. Pam,
That's good. I like
good
that.
luck.
No,
Cash,
fuck Pam.
wherever you may be, good luck.
I'm on Laura
Good luck.
Loomer's team.
Pam Bondi.
No. Pam needs to resign.
Good
She needs to
luck.
release
So
all the
important.
Epstein files or resign.
Gonna do a great
I
job.
heard they did a raid on the FBI today.
Well,
you.
but I don't care. They want all the fucking files.
Thank
Pam
you,
keeps
Cash.
saying they're going to redact shit. I don't trust them.
Yeah, that's real sketch.
I am 100% on Team
They've
Loomer on
already
this
started very strong. They're going to do
What's
a
her
fantastic job.
position
You'll be
that's
very
different
proud
from
of them.
Bondi?
She
We're
wants
also
Bondi
once
to
again
resign
giving
because
our
she's
police
incompetent and
officers
corrupt.
the support, protection, and respect they so dearly deserve. They have to get it.
Pam
they
lied
have
to us.
such
She needs to
a
resign.
hard, dangerous
Yeah,
job, but we're going to make
there's
it less
team,
dangerous.
oh, she didn't
The
know,
problem
and then
is
there's
the bad
team,
guys
oh,
don't
she
respect
knew.
the
No,
law,
she
but
did
they're
know. She
starting
did
to
know. She
respect it, and they
100%
soon will
knew.
respect it. This also includes our great fire departments throughout the country. Our firemen and women are unbelievable people, and we'll never forget them. And besides that, they voted for me in record numbers, so I have no choice.
Sounds like I had to be nice. They voted for me. Unlike you assholes.
1 year ago this month, 31-year-old New York police officer Jonathan Diller, unbelievably wonderful person and a great officer, was gunned down at a traffic stop on Long Island. I went to his funeral. The vicious criminal charged with his murder had 21 prior arrests, and they were rough arrests, too. He was a real bad one. The thug in the seat next to him had 14 prior arrests and went by the name of Killer. He was Killer. He killed other people, they say, a lot of them. I attended Officer Diller's service, and when I met his wife and one-year-old son, Ryan, it was very inspirational, actually. His widow's name is Stephanie, and she is here tonight. Stephanie, thank you very much, Stephanie. Thank you very much.
Okay, one in the chat if you're getting bored, two in the chat if you think this is fine. We peaked too early, Jennifer, is the problem. Like there was yelling, there was screaming, there was a
Stephanie,
call to order.
we're going to make sure that Ryan knows his dad was a true hero, New York's finest. And we're going to get these cold-blooded killers and repeat offenders off
He's
our
honoring
streets, so
people
we're going
right
to do
now,
it fast.
so the
Gotta
Dems
stop
can't
it.
jump up and down too
They
much
get
at
out
this
with
moment.
28 arrests. They push people into subway trains. They hit people over the head, back of the head with baseball bats. We got to get them out of here. I've already signed an executive order requiring a mandatory death penalty for anyone who murders a police officer. And tonight I'm asking Congress to pass that policy.
Yeah, I'm not a death penalty person.
Yeah, I actually agree with that. I would like to abolish the death penalty, but if we have to have it, I mean.
There's too many innocent people that get caught up in that. I have a hard
I'm
time
also
with it.
asking
I do tend to agree with that.
for a new crime bill getting tough on repeat offenders while enhancing protections for America's police officers so they can do their jobs without fear of their lives being totally destroyed. They don't want to be killed. We're not going to let them be killed.
What are they protesting
Oh, there's yelling again. Okay, there's yelling. Okay.
Joining us in the gallery tonight is a young man who truly loves our police. His name is DJ Daniel. He is 13 years old, and he has always dreamed of becoming a police officer.
My little buddy.
Oh my God! They dressed a kid up with as a police officer.
No, I think that's
where the guy with the Texas shirt came from. The
Okay.
kid dressed up as a police officer. Okay.
That's his.
All right.
That's his own little chick. That's his.
All right.
He's precious. So.
All right. Dressed completely inappropriately. Kid obviously is a kid that has a mustache and might have something wrong with him.
Yeah, 13. That's a little weird.
Yeah, it's a little weird. Kid has something wrong with him, but that's okay because he's dressed up like a police officer.
He looks a little small for a 13-year-old. He might have an issue.
But in 2018, DJ was diagnosed with brain cancer.
Oh, that's it. Okay, now we make fun of the brain cancer kid.
I didn't. You're the bitch in the room.
That was
I
more
just said
than
he has
6
something
years
wrong with
ago.
him. That makes sense though, because he's got a scar.
Oh, he does.
Now I feel bad, but not really, because he's getting honored at the State of the Union. He's gonna be fine. I know, I'm a horrible person.
Since that time, DJ and his dad have been on a quest to make his dream come true, and DJ has been sworn
This is his dying wish with brain cancer?
Officer. Actually,
Don't
a
judge.
number of times. The police love him. The police departments love him.
All right,
and tonight,
fine.
DJ, we're going to do you the biggest honor of them all. I am asking our new Secret Service Director, Sean Curran, to officially make you an agent of the United States Secret Service.
Oh!
That is so sweet.
Oh, they're doing
Are they gonna
it
swear
now.
him in?
Oh no, this is like when Rush Limbaugh was given the Medal of Freedom.
Oh my
Even though I
God,
didn't
I
like
love-
Rush Limbaugh, I was like still touched by it. Oh, he got a badge. All right, Brain Cancer Kid wins. Brain Cancer Kid wins the State of the Union. I'm gonna tweet that.
Oh my God.
Brain Cancer Kid wins the
bless.
speech. Wins the night.
He looks like he just can't even process it. Oh.
Thank you, DJ.
That's a nice thing for Trump to do.
DJ's doctors
Very
believe his
wholesome.
cancer likely
was
came from a
sweet.
chemical he was exposed to when he was younger. Since 1975, rates of child cancer have increased by more than 40%. Reversing this trend is one of the top priorities for our new presidential commission to make America healthy again, chaired by our new Secretary of Health and Human Services, Robert F. Kennedy, Jr.
Oh, there's Susie. That's the chief of staff. Susie.
With the name Kennedy, you would have thought everybody over here would have been cheering. How quickly they forget.
Yeah.
Our goal is to get toxins out of our environment, poisons out of our food supply, and keep our children healthy and strong. As an example, not long ago, and you can't even believe these numbers, 1 in 10,000 children had autism. 1 in 10,000.
Oh, it's way
and
more
now.
now.
It's 1 in 36.
Yeah, I believe
There's
that.
something wrong.
I
1 in
believe that
36. Think of that.
100%. Yeah.
So
There's
we're
way
going
more
to find out
fucking
what it is,
autism
and there's
now than
nobody
ever
better
before.
than Bobby and all
Yeah.
of the people that are working with
1
you.
in
You have the
36
best
people has
to,
autism?
Figure out
On the
what is
spectrum.
going on. Okay, Bobby, good luck.
Bro.
It's a very important job. Thank you.
It also could be overdiagnosed as well.
It could be. That's true.
Thank you.
Oh,
My
good night,
administration
Jenny.
is
Good night,
also
Julietta.
working to protect our children from toxic ideologies in our schools. A few years ago, January, Littlejohn and her husband discovered that their daughter's school had secretly socially transitioned their 13-year-old little girl.
Boo.
Teachers and administrators conspired to deceive January and her
Yep.
husband while encouraging her daughter to use a new name and pronouns.
Oh, is
All
this
the
the chick
time.
from
They,
Colorado?
them pronoun, actually. All
Okay.
without telling January, who is here tonight and is now a courageous advocate against this form of child abuse. January, thank
Oh,
you.
is she a mom for liberty? Please tell me she's not a mom for liberty.
Thank you very much.
She looks like, okay, I'm not trying to be judgmental, but she looks like one of those uppity moms that I don't want to be around. It's just going to cause problems. I understand she had problems with her kids, but that doesn't mean she's not a problem. I don't know her, though. Please tell me she's not a
Stories
mom
like
for
this
liberty.
are why, shortly after taking office, I signed an executive order banning public schools from
See.
indoctrinating our children
for
with
liberty.
transgender ideology.
Yeah, we'll see if that actually works, Trump. I'm not convinced.
I also signed an order to cut off all taxpayer funding to any institution that engages in the sexual mutilation of our youth.
Yeah, that's
Good.
legit.
Yeah.
And now I want Congress to pass a bill permanently banning and criminalizing sex changes on children
Yeah,
and
for
forever
real,
ending the lie that any child is trapped in the wrong body. This is a big lie.
You want to do something like that, do it when you're an adult. Don't mess up these children.
Real.
And our message to every child in America is that you are perfect exactly the way God made you. Because we're getting wokeness out of our schools and out of our military, and it's already out, and it's out of our society. We don't want it. Wokeness is trouble. Wokeness is bad. It's gone.
Marxism is the word you're looking for,
and we feel
Trump.
so much better for it, don't we? Don't we feel better?
Well, it's not gone yet, Trump.
Our service members won't be activists and ideologues. They will be fighters and warriors. They will fight for our country. And Pete, congratulations. Secretary of Defense, congratulations.
Yeah, the Joint Chiefs aren't allowed to have an opinion either. It is pretty amazing that Pete Hegseth ended up as the Secretary of Defense.
And he's
like,
not big into the woke movement.
Credit for that, man.
I know him well.
A Fox
I am
News
pleased
host
to
to
report
Secretary
that
of
in
Defense.
January, the U.S. Army had its
honestly,
single best
he was not
recruiting month
really
in
on my
15
radar.
years, and that all armed services are having among the best recruiting results ever in the history.
Oh
of
yeah,
our
I heard
services.
that that's turned
What a
around
difference.
180
See,
degrees.
look at that one guy was like, yep. He turned it on. He's going to get shit for that. Not supposed to.
And you know, it was just a few months ago where the results were exactly the opposite. We couldn't recruit anywhere. We couldn't recruit. Now we're having the best results just about that we've ever had. What a tremendous turnaround. It's really a beautiful thing to see. People love our country again. It's very simple. They love our country, and they love being in our military again. So it's a great thing, and thank you very much. Great job. Thank you. We're joined tonight
Bernie
by a
sitting
young
by
man,
himself.
Jason Hartley, who knows the weight of that call of duty. Jason's father, grandfather, and great-grandfather all wore the uniform. Jason tragically lost his dad, who was also a Los Angeles County Sheriff's deputy when he was just a boy, and now he wants to carry on the family legacy of service. Jason is a senior in high school, a 6-letter varsity athlete, a really good athlete, they say, a brilliant student with a 4.46, that's good, GPA. And his greatest dream is to attend the U.S. Military Academy at West Point.
Oh, here comes the West Point Scholarship.
And Jason, that's a very big deal getting in. That's a hard one to get into. But I'm pleased to inform you that your application has been accepted. You will soon be joining the Corps of Cadets.
Yay!
That's also a really nice moment, actually.
He's having an Oprah night.
And you get a card. You get. Oh, look at that. Oh, Brain Cancer Kid.
Oh.
Brain Cancer Kid comes in with a high
You're a
five.
police officer.
Come
You're a West
on.
Point student.
Come on.
You get a
man.
part.
If you're not I mean, I'm sorry. I don't make fun of Brain Cancer Kid briefly, but I took it back.
Thank
Little
you.
cutie mini
Jason,
officer.
you're going to be on the long gray line, Jason.
Officer Little Man.
As Commander-in-Chief, my focus is on building the most powerful military of the
Trump
future.
knows how to do this. I love
As
the
a first
showmanship
step,
of Trump. If
I'm
nothing
asking
else.
Congress to fund a state-of-the-art Golden Dome missile defense shield to protect our homeland.
Oh, we're getting a
All made in
dome.
the
Yeah.
USA.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Stop sending money to Israel. Send it here.
It's only as good as long as it works.
And Ronald Reagan wanted to do it long ago, but the technology just wasn't there, not even close. But now we have the technology. It's incredible, actually. And other places, they have it. Israel has it. Other places.
Yeah, Israel has it because we paid for it.
States
they didn't use it, though, did they?
Well, they did, but it didn't.
Well, we should have it too. So I want to thank you. But it's a very, very important. This is a very dangerous world. We should have it. We want to be protected, and we're going to protect our citizens like never before. To boost our defense industrial base, we are also going to resurrect the American shipbuilding industry, including commercial shipbuilding and military shipbuilding. And for that purpose, I am announcing tonight that we will create a new Office of Shipbuilding in the White House and offer special tax incentives to bring this industry home to America, where it belongs. We used to make so many ships. We don't make them anymore very much, but we're going to make them very fast, very soon. It will have a huge impact. To further enhance our national security, my administration will be reclaiming the Panama Canal, and we've already started doing it.
I can't wait to watch this unfold.
The United States Canal.
Just today, a large American company announced they are buying both ports.
Let's just call it the Trump Canal and get it over with.
Yeah, the Trump Canal,
lots of other things having to do with the Panama Canal and a couple of other canals. The Panama Canal was built by Americans for Americans, not for others. But others could use it. But it was built at tremendous cost of American blood and treasure. 38,000 workers died building the Panama Canal. They died of malaria. They died of snake bites and mosquitoes. Not a nice place to work. They paid them very highly to go there, knowing there was a 25% chance that they would die.
Bro, seriously.
The most expensive project also that was ever built in our country's history, if you bring it up to modern day costs. It was given away by the Carter administration for $1. Yeah. But that agreement has been violated very severely. We didn't give it to
Panama.
China. We gave it to
Kept
Panama.
control of it. We wouldn't be doing this.
We're taking it back.
Yeah,
the canal
they're letting China control
asshole.
it. Trump's like, I'm new.
Oh, Steve Scalise's tie.
Wow,
that's an interesting selection.
That's a choice.
And we have Marco Rubio in charge.
Little Marco.
Now, we know who to blame.
Sit on Daddy's knee, Marco.
Marco's been amazing, and he's going to do a great job. Think of it. He got 100 votes. You know, he was approved with actually 99, but the 100th was this gentleman, and I feel very certain. So let's assume he got 100 votes. And I'm either very, very happy about that or I'm very concerned about it. But he's already proven. I mean, he's a great gentleman. He's respected by everybody, and we appreciate you voting for Marco. He's going to do a fantastic job. Thank you. Thank you. He's doing a great job. Great job.
Marco.
And I also have a message tonight for the incredible people of Greenland.
Ah!
We strongly support your right to determine your own future.
We're taking
and if you
Greenland
choose,
from
we welcome
Denmark.
you into the United States of America. We need Greenland for national security and even international security, and we're working with everybody involved to try and get it. But we need it really for international world security, and I think we're going to get it. One way or the other, we're going to get it.
We're going to appropriate Greenmark.
I didn't hear what
whatever, Greenland. There we go.
We will make you rich, and together we will take Greenland to heights like you have never thought possible.
Why do we
before.
want Greenland?
It's a very small population, but very, very large piece of land and very, very important for
mineral rights,
military security. America is
there's
once again
actually a
standing strong
strategic
against
reason
the
to
forces of
be on
radical
Greenland.
Islamic terrorism. 3.5 years ago, ISIS terrorists killed 13 American service members and countless others in the Abbey Gate bombing during the disastrous and incompetent withdrawal from Afghanistan. Not that they were withdrawing, it was the way they withdrew. Perhaps the most embarrassing moment in the history of our country.
Yeah, we're talking about Afghanistan
Tonight
now.
I am pleased to announce that we have just apprehended the top terrorist responsible for that atrocity, and he is right now on his way here to face the swift sword of American justice. And I want to thank especially the government of Pakistan for helping arrest this monster.
Why can't
This
the
was
Democrats
a
even be
very
happy for
momentous
that?
day for those
Like, they're
13
just
families
mad
who I
that
actually
Trump's
got to know
bad,
very
and it's
well.
just so,
most
I'm
of
so
them,
tired of it.
whose
They
children
can't.
were murdered, and the
So dumb.
many people that were so badly, over 42 people, so badly injured on that fateful day in Afghanistan. What a horrible day. Such incompetence was shown that when Putin saw what happened, I guess he said, wow, maybe this is my chance. That's how bad it was. Should have never happened. Grossly incompetent people. I spoke to many of the parents and loved ones, and they're all in our hearts tonight. Just spoke to them on the phone. We had a big call. Every one of them called, and everybody was on the line, and they did nothing but cry with happiness. They were very happy, as happy as you can be under those circumstances. Their child, brother, sister, son, daughter was killed for no reason whatsoever. In the Middle East, we're bringing back our hostages from Gaza. In my first term, we achieved one of the most groundbreaking peace agreements in generations, the Abraham Accords. And now we're going to build on that foundation to create a more peaceful and prosperous future for the entire region. A lot of things are happening in the Middle East. People have been talking about that so much lately with everything going on with Ukraine and Russia. But a lot of things are happening in the Middle East. It's a rough neighborhood, actually. I'm also working tirelessly to end the savage conflict in Ukraine. Millions of Ukrainians and Russians have been needlessly killed or wounded in this horrific and brutal conflict with no end in sight. The United States has sent hundreds of billions of dollars to support Ukraine's defense with no security, with no anything.
It's a long speech. It's like almost 2 hours.
Yeah.
Biden's speech is like 45 minutes tops.
That's because Biden can only stay awake for 45 minutes at a time.
True.
Yeah, you would say Pocahontas says yes.
Oh shit, Trump!
Oh, she's clapping. She's like, that's a good one, Trumpy.
2,000 people are being killed every single week. More than that. They're Russian young people. They're Ukrainian young people. They're not Americans, but I want it to stop. Meanwhile, Europe has sadly spent more money buying Russian oil and gas than they have spent on defending Ukraine, by far. Think of that. They've spent more buying Russian oil and gas than they have defending. And we've spent perhaps $350 billion, like taking candy from a baby. That's what happened. And they've spent $100 billion. What a difference that is.
So Keir Starmer can
have
fucking
an ocean
sit on
separating us, and they don't. But we're getting along very well with them, and lots of good things are happening. Biden has authorized more money in this fight than Europe has spent by billions and billions of dollars. It's hard to believe that they wouldn't have stopped it and said at some point, come on, let's equalize. You got to be equal to us. But that didn't happen.
She's wearing Ukraine
Earlier
colors,
today, I received
seriously.
an important letter from President Zelensky of Ukraine.
Oh, yeah?
The letter reads, Ukraine is ready to come to the negotiating table as soon as possible to bring lasting peace closer.
He may not have, though. He may
Nobody
not have.
wants
That actually
peace
has
more
several
than the
different meanings.
Ukrainians,
Victor
he
explained it
said.
to me.
Oh,
it can be like, what the fuck?
Ready to work under President Trump's
sort of thing.
I mean,
it's not good, but he didn't necessarily call JD Vance a bitch.
Okay.
We do really value how much America has done to help Ukraine.
Yeah, Victor worked very hard on that
sovereignty
translation.
and independence.
Awesome.
Regarding the agreement on minerals and security, Ukraine is ready to sign it at any time.
Oh, Ukraine is going to give us the minerals. Oh.
I appreciate that he sent this letter. Just got it a little while ago.
We get the mineral rights.
Simultaneously, we've had serious discussions with Russia and have received strong signals that they are ready for peace. Wouldn't that be beautiful? Wouldn't that be beautiful?
Oh, but not the Democrats. They don't want peace. Oh, there's one Democrat that stood up.
They all have Ukrainian ties on.
And I saw one lady over there stand up. She's wearing red. You're making too much money laundering it through
It's time to stop this
Ukraine,
madness.
though.
It's time
don't
to
want
halt
peace
the
over there.
killing. It's time to end this senseless war. If you want to end wars, you have to talk to both sides. Nearly 4 years ago, amid rising tensions, a history teacher named Mark Fogel was detained in Russia and sentenced to 14 years in a penal colony. Rough stuff. The previous administration barely lifted a finger to help him. They knew he was innocent, but they had no idea where to begin. But last summer, I promised his 95-year-old mother, Malphine, that we would bring her boy safely back home. After 22 days in office, I did just that, and they are here tonight.
That's a nice story.
She was 81 when he went in.
That's a nice story.
She didn't even know she had 14 years left in her. Bless her heart.
And now she's at the State of the Union with Trump.
Oh, you go, Mama.
Yeah, none of the Democrats are clapping. That's some bullshit right there.
It's honestly
some bullshit.
Get over yourselves. I hope people are seeing this garbage.
To Mark and his great mom, we are delighted to have you safe and sound and with us. As fate would have it, Mark Fogel was born in a small rural town in Butler, Pennsylvania. Have you heard of it?
Wow.
Where his mother has lived for
That's
the past 78 years.
His mother lives in
I just
Butler,
happened
Pennsylvania.
to go there last July 13th.
I don't know the
for a
significance
rally.
of that.
It's where Trump got shot.
Oh,
I was not
right.
present. And that is where I met his beautiful mom right before I walked onto that stage.
He's met his mother before he got shot?
And I told her I would not forget what she said about her son.
Wow.
And I never did I?
That's giving me goosebumps.
Less than 10 minutes later, at that same rally, gunfire.
Remember that day Trump got shot? That was right as I started socialism Saturday.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck?
From his sniper's perch into a crowd of many thousands of people. My life was saved by a fraction of an inch.
Yo, seriously. Trump
but
almost
some were
died.
not so lucky. Corey Comparator was a firefighter, a veteran, a Christian, a husband, a devoted father, and above all, a protector. When the sound of gunshots pierced the air, it was a horrible sound. Corey knew instantly what it was and what to do. He threw himself on top of his wife and daughters and shielded them from the bullets with his own body.
Oh, she's got good tattoos.
Corey was hit really
pretty.
hard.
Oh, wow.
You know the story from there. He
Conservatives are gonna
sacrificed
be all
his
pissed
life
off
to
about
save
this. That's
theirs.
pretty. That's well done.
2 others, very fine people, were also seriously hit. But thankfully, with the help of 2 great country doctors.
These girls need to watch their bitch faces. They're on camera here.
And they were saved.
Yeah.
So those doctors had great talent. We're joined by Corey's wife, Helen, who was his high school sweetheart, and their 2 beloved daughters, Allison and Kaylee.
I bet that's some sort of tribute to her dad, too. I bet that is, and conservatives are going to miss the point. It's a pretty tattoo.
Well, those are gorgeous ladies.
Yeah.
To Helen, Allison, and Kaylee, Corey is looking down on his 3 beautiful ladies right now, and he is cheering you on. He loves you. He is cheering you on. Corey was taken from us much too soon, but his destiny was to leave us all with a shining example of the selfless devotion of a true American patriot. It was love like Corey's that built our country, and it's love like Corey's that is going to make our country more majestic than ever before. I believe that my life was saved that day in Butler for a very good reason. I was saved by God to make America great again.
Yeah,
I believe
true.
that.
That was divine intervention, man. It
For
really
real.
was.
Oh, come on, girls. Crack a smile.
I mean, it's got to be stressful, though.
But still, I mean, have a little grace under fire.
It's hard when you're in that environment. I understand. I don't judge them. I get it. It's a
Thank you
weird
very much.
environment.
From the
They just
patriots
look
of
mad.
Lexington and Concord
They don't know that, though.
to the heroes of
Yeah, maybe
Gettysburg and Normandy, from the warriors who crossed the Delaware to the trailblazers who climbed the Rockies, and from the legends who soared at Kitty Hawk to the astronauts who touched the moon. Americans have always been the people who defied all odds, transcended all
Yeah, I think we're about
dangers,
to
made
end.
the most
I've
extraordinary
got MSNBC
sacrifices,
queued
and
up if
did
we want to
whatever
do
it
an
took
MSNBC
to
check
defend our
afterwards.
children, our country, and our
Get
freedom.
the restream.
Just
And
for
as we have
fun.
seen in this chamber tonight,
Just for fun,
that
MSNBC
same
reaction.
strength, faith, love, and
Yeah.
spirit is still alive and thriving in the hearts of the American people.
Now that Joy Reid has been
Despite
fired.
the best efforts of
Oh,
those who would
hallelujah.
try to censor us, silence us,
cried
break
on
us,
the
destroy
internet.
us,
I know.
Americans
Boo-hoo.
are today a proud, free,
Rachel
sovereign,
Maddow's
and
still there, though.
independent
She's getting
nation
pissed off.
that
Oh,
will
God, won't that woman go
always
away?
be free, and we will fight for
I
it.
like her presentation style.
Till
I do.
death.
I actually learned
We
a
will
lot
never
from
let
watching
anything
her.
happen to
But
our
she's a
beloved
presentation, not
country.
content, but presentation.
Because we are
I
a
agree.
country
Her
of doers,
presentation is very
dreamers,
professional.
fighters, and survivors. Our ancestors crossed a vast ocean, strode into the unknown wilderness, and carved their fortunes from the rock and soil of a perilous and very dangerous frontier. They chased our destiny across a boundless continent. They built the railroads, laid the highways, and graced the world
Trump,
with
let's build a
American
high-speed rail.
marvels
I want a
like
high-speed
the
rail,
Empire
Trump.
State Building, the
I want a
mighty
high-speed rail from New
Hoover
Hampshire
Dam,
to D.C.
and the towering Golden
That'd be pretty
Gate
great.
Bridge. They lit the world with electricity, broke free of the force of gravity, fired up the engines of American industry,
We deserve a
vanquished
high-speed
the
rail.
communists, fascists, and Marxists all over the world.
Oh,
and
communism
gave us
mentioned!
countless modern
Fascism
wonders
mentioned!
sculptured out of iron, glass, and steel.
Too bad he doesn't know what it means,
We
but that's
stand
all
on
right.
the
It's
shoulders
progress
of
at
these
least.
pioneers who won and built the modern age. These workers who poured their sweat into the skylines of our cities. These warriors who shed their blood on fields of battle and gave everything
Yeah,
they
high-speed
had
rail, New
for
York to
our
LA. We
rights
could do that
and
too.
for our
Yeah, I
freedom.
was thinking like a bullet train,
Now
the
it is our
TGV
time
that
to
they
take
have in
up
France.
the righteous cause of American liberty.
I want a really
And it is
fast
our
train.
turn to take America's destiny into
We'd like one of them
our own
air
hands
trains that they have in
and
Japan
begin
that
the
just
most
hovers and
thrilling
goes
days
whoosh.
in the history of
It
our
runs on
country.
magnets.
We deserve
This
a
will
high-speed
be our
rail.
greatest era.
Train
With
travel in,
God's
in
help,
America
over the next
sucks,
4
and it's a
years,
shame
we are
because
going
trains
to
can be
lead
cool,
this nation
but they're
even
not.
higher.
They suck.
And we are
Yeah.
going to forge the freest, most advanced, most dynamic, and most dominant civilization ever to exist on the
The
face
most
of this
dominant
earth.
civilization of all
We are
time.
going to create the highest quality of life, build the safest and wealthiest and healthiest and most vital communities anywhere in the world. We are going to conquer the vast frontiers of science, and we are going to lead humanity into space and plant the American flag on the planet Mars and even far beyond.
That's actually cool if that happens. I would be okay with that. Plant the American flag on Mars, just like the Anunnaki.
Put Trump's face on Mars. Do like a Mars Rushmore with Elon and Trump.
Yeah, Mars Rushmore. That'd be great.
And through it all, we are going to rediscover the unstoppable power of the American spirit. And we are going to renew unlimited promise of the American dream. Every single day, we will stand up and we will fight, fight, fight for the country our citizens believe in and for the country our people deserve.
Woo! Fight, fight, fight!
Lauren Boebert.
My fellow Americans, get ready for an incredible future because the golden age of America has only just begun. It will be like nothing that has ever been seen before. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless America.
God bless America, Trump!
God bless America! Whatever
All right,
God that is.
Let's tune in to MSNBC and see what's going on.
All right, I'm going to go around to a little goddess firm. That was a good speech.
That was a good speech. I enjoyed myself. Yep. I enjoyed myself. Do you guys like it? One in the chat if you liked Trump's speech. Two in the chat if you didn't. I'm getting MSNBC up and running here. Let's tune in. Oh, they're talking about Al Green. There you go. There you go. Can you guys hear that? No, you guys can't hear that. Okay, hang on. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Where's my MSNBC?
As a group filed out quickly when he was done, but a number of Democrats left.
Let's do some MSNBC
done,
reaction stream. Who misses MSNBC reaction
Jasmine
stream?
Crockett from Texas, Maxwell Frost walked out, Maxine Dexter from Maryland, Andrea Salinas from Oregon, Ayanna Pressley, Ilhan Omar, Pramila Jayapal. We believe that's only a partial list. A number of Democrats left during the remarks.
Rachel Maddow has aged.
The president,
oh my God.
in his, we
She
believe, was
so
outliving.
old.
We did not have
Trump looks so spry. Rachel Maddow looks so
which is
old.
unusual. White Houses usually distribute prepared remarks, so we don't know what was digression from those remarks and what was outlived.
Oh, they didn't hand out the prepared remarks?
The president did repeatedly seem to be outliving when he was remarking on the expected impact of the economic decisions he's already made 6 weeks in, saying that the American people would have to bear with him, that there would be a little disturbance, that there would be an adjustment period. And again, he said a little disturbance, essentially suggesting that the roiling that we saw in the markets is something that he knows he caused.
Rachel Maddow looks so old, Jennifer.
Not mind.
Trump looks spry. He looks
For the
tan.
record,
Look at him. He looks
the
great.
worst inflation
He's
in
got
this
amazing
country
energy.
was in 1980. For the record, the economy that he was left by President Biden was not a
I
catastrophe.
mean, as
It
ladies
was
age, I don't think she's doing
literally
too
the best
bad.
economy in
Rachel
the world.
Maddow's
That was
like,
described by The
just to
Economist
backtrack,
magazine
the
as
economy
the envy
under
of the
Biden
world.
was
That
not
was
a
the economy that was
disaster.
left
Okay,
to
Rachel.
Donald Trump by Joe Biden. For the record, Social Security is not paying benefits in large numbers to 300-year-old people or 250-year-old
Yes,
people.
it is.
Or
He said
200-year-old
one.
people.
He
or
said one,
150-year-old
Rachel.
people. In fact, the idea of Social Security as a bastion of massive fraud
That's what
and
they're going to run
overpayment
with, though.
is completely false.
It's not.
Yeah, okay,
For the
Rachel,
record, U.S.
shut
auto
the
company
fuck up.
CEOs are not
Look
psyched
at
and
the
delighted
fact
and
check.
so
Look at the spin. She's
excited
so fucking
about President Trump's
triggered.
economic policies, including his tariffs. Take, for example, the CEO
She's gonna be
of
like,
Ford,
and that
Jim
bastard
Farley,
said he was gonna
who said
take
that
back the
Trump's
Panama
tariff policies
Canal.
would, quote, blow a hole in the U.S. auto
Well,
industry.
what's sad is
that, quote,
people are
we've
going to say,
never
oh, let's
seen.
fact check the over 300-year-old
President
people
flat out
thing.
lied
And they're going to say,
about
oh, it actually
US
isn't
versus
true
European spending
because
to
they're
support
fact checking this
what used
lie
to
that
be
she's
our
telling right
allies in
now.
Ukraine. The U.S. has committed about $100 $125 billion to Ukraine's defense. Europe has committed about $259 billion. The president radically misstating the character and quantity of our relative support for what used to be our ally, now appears to be only Europe's ally and no longer ours. For the record, Joe Biden did not close over 100 power plants. There were more utility-sized power plants up and running in the United States when Joe Biden left office than when he achieved office.
Trust me, bro.
For the record,
this is so great. This is so. This is like it's like peering into an alternate universe kind of fire. It's like peering into
all-time records
it
under
is
President Joe Biden.
I always like it's how it feels when I talk to anybody who's got TDS or who's like so left that they don't check anything. They just believe whatever comes out of NPR or whatever.
The largest items they have claimed
Like
to
what-
achieve as
what
savings
pla-
in
are
the
we
US
on
budget
the same
have been debunked and they've been taken down.
We're
but
not.
even they
This is what it's like for me to watch
falsely claim
socialism and
hundreds
honestly
of billions of
conservatives like
dollars
all
worth
the
of
time. It's
saving.
like you're peering
For the
into
record, and
these
this is
ecosystems and
disgusting,
subcultures that
the
are just
president
like
made
they
a
are their own
spectacle
thing. They are completely
out of
self-contained
praising
units.
a young man who's thus far survived pediatric cancer, as if the president had something to do with that. This was in the midst of him praising
You're putting down cancer, boy.
She can even criticize that.
Fuck you. She's
into
criticizing
pediatric
cancer, boy.
For the record,
Bad
I will
look,
note
Rachel.
that
Bad
Donald
look.
Trump did admit in his remarks today
Trump
explicitly
didn't have anything
that
to do
Elon
with
Musk
him
is the head
surviving
of Doge.
cancer.
And while that comes as no surprise to anybody who's been following the facts of this matter, that
Rachel
will end up in
Maddow
court
just
because
took
that
a
is
dig
directly
at
contrary
Cancer
to what
Boy.
the administration
Wow.
has
Disguised as a
overtly
dig at
sworn
Trump. It's like,
to a
really?
federal judge.
You can't just celebrate a
about
nice
the
moment. You can't even be a
leadership
fucking
of Doge.
human being.
I should also note, and this doesn't
This is
have
why
to be
we
for
watch
the
it.
record,
This is
I'll
why
just
we
note
do
it for our own
MSNBC
experience
reaction.
tonight, that at that point in the speech, when the president talked about how we will no longer be ruled by unelected bureaucrats,
Oh, here comes
Democrats
the
in
Elon
the
dig.
chamber pointed and laughed at Elon Musk,
Yup.
Told ya. Yeah.
elected bureaucrat.
He's not.
I'm sorry to.
He doesn't have an office,
fact
Rachel.
checks there, and that's not even scratching
Yeah,
the surface.
yeah.
The things
He
that
is
need
a
to be
scoundrel.
fact checked there. That's
Scoundrel.
literally what was off the
Macbee.
top of my
Excellent
head.
use of
so there's more to
words.
say along
Rachel.
those lines.
Sure.
I mean, this was not a 7,000 people doing this. This was what you sort of caught from your own reporting in the Trump administration. I mean, the facts are probably few and far between, but I think that's the point, right?
The facts are few and far between.
We come on the
Look
air
how
to do our
quickly
shows,
they
and the point
got
is
out
there's
of
so
there.
much.
Holy
So let's
shit,
just
it's already
stick with
empty.
DJ.
Yeah,
I mean,
Democrats
I think
are
that
fucking
if
gone.
there's a
I think
moment
some
where
of them
your
were
whole
walking
body
after
could
in the
relax and
stream.
you could celebrate
They're like,
someone.
we're gonna
It
go
was
get
the
dinner now.
13-year-old cancer survivor who would like to be a police officer.
They're talking
it was
about
a
Cancer Boy
genuinely
again.
beautiful moment, in the moment that probably was most familiar to the State of the Union addresses we were both a part of. Problem is, in the beauty of that child is the tragedy of the Trump presidency. Because we don't know how he survived pediatric cancer, but it is likely he benefited from some sort of cancer research, and it is a fact that Trump has slashed cancer research.
Oh,
it's a fact.
no.
NIH and by all the cuts. Pediatric cancer
Didn't
trials are
Biden
halted.
promise to cure cancer? It was like one of his big promises.
He did. I was actually there when he launched his cancer institute. I was in the fucking room.
wasn't responsible for anything that let him
Shook
live
his
this
hand
long.
and everything.
He also talked about
Thank God that he got something nice from Trump.
anyone who murdered
though.
a cop to receive the death penalty.
Nothing.
But Donald Trump's first action was to pardon all of the January 6th insurrectionists who assaulted
pivot
and
to
violently
J6.
beat cops who were convicted of it.
They didn't have any actual
I think
charges
there's a
against them.
shallowness, and I think that,
Oh my God.
I mean, I know you, and I know you probably could have gone on for another 30 minutes with the fact check, and
Hey,
it's
go find
vital,
some
and we
paint
have to
to
do
sniff
it.
or something.
But I think
This
this was
is
a lesson
great.
in finding one thing that
This is
that you
everything
let
I wanted
yourself
as I finish
feel,
off my,
and I
bottle
let
of
myself
champagne.
feel.
Oh, did you?
Joy
So my
about
husband,
DJ,
like, he called
and I
me
hope
every day to
he's
say hi.
alive for
And
another.
while we were on the phone today,
95
he was
years.
behind
and I
a
hope he
Tesla.
lives, and the
with
life
a
he wants to
big
live. He wants to be a cop. Nobody
Elon
wants
painted
to do
on
it.
it
Maybe
and
when
a
you
circle
have
and a
childhood
flash through
cancer,
it.
that crystallizes
Really?
for you. And I
Oh,
hope
And I'm
wow,
like,
that's
first
crazy.
of
long
all,
life
why
as
would
a law
you
enforcement officer.
devalue your
But I
Tesla
hope he
that
never
way
has to
and
defend
then
the
drive
United
it
States
around?
Capitol
It might
against
not have
Donald
been him.
Trump's
It might have been someone
supporters?
else.
And if he does, I
But
hope
there
he
are
isn't
people
one
going
of
around
six who
spray
loses
painting
his life to
Teslas.
suicide.
Are they?
And I hope
Yeah.
he isn't one who has to testify
I had not
against the
heard of
people
that.
who carry
Yeah,
that
there are
out
people-
for seditious
Antifa's
conspiracy
going
and
around
then live
spray
to see
painting them.
Donald Trump.
Let's
pardon those people.
assume that it was that
Lawrence, we're about
person's
3 minutes
thing,
out from
and
what
it's
we're
like, why would
expecting
you
to be the Democratic
drive
response from
I
Senator
wouldn't
car
Elissa
you're
Slotkin. Let me get your
protesting?
initial
I wouldn't
response
assume
to what you
it's his
just
thing.
heard.
I would
let's
assume someone else
remember,
did
it's
it,
hard
and
to
he
do
just
this in
hasn't
the
fixed
Trump
it yet.
era, that if any previous president had
Antifa,
stood up
huh?
there
Yeah.
and said,
I'll bring
we
that up.
need
That's
Greenland,
interesting.
They
I
protested
didn't know that.
Tesla
behind
facilities.
him,
They
the vice
protested
president and the
Tesla
speaker
facilities all
would
weekend.
have quickly
Yeah.
conferred and rushed that president to the
I
hospital.
would have covered it
Ended
with
the speech
something.
right there.
Like, I would not drive it
Right
around
there.
that way.
It's one
With
of
an
those things that maybe you're just
overt
like,
burst of
whatever,
madness
who the
by
fuck
the
cares?
president
Like,
at the
I'll
microphone, it would
I'll
have to
fix
be
it
an
later, sort of
intervention.
thing. Or maybe he just
But
woke up and he
not
saw it.
now.
He's like, I'm not dealing with this
What's
shit right now.
interesting
Like,
about the lies
I'm
tonight
already
is
late
one
for
of
work.
his favorites
Yeah,
exactly.
wasn't there. And that is after really intense 48 hours of coverage of tariffs. He did not tell the American people the lie tonight that foreign countries
kinda rocking
pay
the
tariffs.
Hexpeth
CNBC and
hairdo,
other
isn't he?
outlets have
A
been
little bit.
really educating the voters intensely, over the last couple of days about who pays the tariffs. We had Prime Minister Trudeau say to the American people today, your government chose to do this to you.
I'm not
And
worried
so
about
the
tariffs on
mystery or the
Canada.
question of who pays the tariffs is over. And
They've been
people
tariffing
now
us
know
all
he
this
didn't try to
time.
get away with
I
that
don't
one.
mind paying a
And the
couple extra
tariffs is
dollars
the
for Canada
shortest
if I ever get
section
anything from
of the
Canada, which I
speech.
don't.
It is the news
All of my
the
merchandise
day
is American
and the
made.
world, and Donald Trump
Yeah.
was afraid to talk
America.
about this
Got
today.
it.
did tell a lie about it. Can you indulge me on this one?
You got 1 minute and 10 seconds
Oh,
before
gosh.
she starts.
Okay,
Hey,
this has to
Janet.
do with Doge. Doge's report card, Elon Musk would say, is
Yeah, for
Treasury
real. When are
rates
we gonna
going
get to
down.
our Fort
And
Knox?
Donald
For
Trump tonight said
real.
rates went down
For
today.
real.
They didn't go down because Doge is
point.
reducing
Hey,
the
we're
deficit.
gonna open the vault.
Rates went down
Yeah.
today
It's
gonna be
because
huge.
of tariffs.
We're gonna all
Because
gold.
the stock market
Yeah.
tanked, right? You know what people do?
Stephanie
They rush to
rule.
buy treasuries. And when you buy treasuries, the price goes up and the yield goes down. So yes, Doge got their wish. The Doge report card, when 10-year treasury yields go down, we're winning. Doge didn't reduce the deficit and the stock market lost. Fact check.
All right, we are getting ready to go to
Whatever.
Michigan,
All
where
right.
freshman Senator
Hey,
Elissa Slotkin
nothing.
is
Oh,
set
Democratic
to give the Democratic
response.
response.
I
Now,
thought it was a pretty
no
good
matter
speech
who
overall.
you
I was
are
happy with it. It was
associated with
entertaining.
politics, how you
Had
lean
some good
left or right,
heartfelt
whatever,
moments.
you
Cancer
should
Boy was
always
obviously
say
a
a
highlight.
prayer
Which
for the
now I'm
person who is
always going to call him
giving
Cancer
the
Boy, which
other
is probably
party's
wrong.
response
But
to the State of the
I
Union,
think all of
because it is
the
a
people
really
who were
hard
honored
thing to do.
tonight
Elissa Slotkin
was
is a
all
very
very
talented
sweet. He
Democratic
gave out some.
politician.
He had some
She's
really
speaking
great,
in
like
Michigan
Willy
tonight
Wonka
from the
moments where he
town
was
that voted
doing
for
nice
her,
things.
but also for Trump.
hang on.
Beautiful.
Democratic
the
response.
opportunity to
Democratic
speak
response.
tonight.
Michigan.
Here we
It's
go.
late, so I promise to be a lot shorter than what you just watched.
Well, you don't have the time.
I won't take it
so,
personally
you know.
if you've never heard of me. I'm the new senator from the great state of Michigan, where I grew up. I've been in public service my entire life because I happened to be in New York City on 9/11 when the Twin Towers came down.
Yeah, we don't
Before
care.
the smoke cleared, I knew I wanted to make a life in national security. I was recruited by the CIA and did 3 tours in Iraq alongside the military. In between, I worked at the White House under President Bush and President Obama, 2 very different leaders who both believed that America is exceptional. You can find that same sense of patriotism here in Wyandotte,
Well, you know,
Michigan,
the Democrats
where
are
I'm speaking
desperate if
from
they say
tonight.
nice things about Bush.
It's a working class town just south of Detroit.
True.
President Trump and I both won here in November. It might not seem like it, but plenty of places like this still exist across the United States. Places where people believe that if you work hard and play by the rules, you should do well and your kids should do better. It reminds me of how I grew up. My dad was a lifelong Republican, my mom a lifelong Democrat. But it was never a big deal because we had shared values that were bigger than any one party. We just went through another fraught election season. Americans made it clear that prices are too high and that the government needs to be more responsive to their needs. America wants change.
The government
But
is
there's
not
a
your
responsible
daddy.
way to make change and a reckless way. And we can make make that change without forgetting who we are as a country and as a democracy. So that's what I'm going to lay out tonight. Because whether you're from Wyandotte or Wichita, most Americans share 3 core beliefs: that the middle class is the engine of our country, that strong national security protects us from harm, and that our democracy, no matter how messy, is unparalleled and worth fighting for. Let's start with the economy. Michigan literally invented the middle class, the revolutionary idea that you could work at an auto plant and afford the car you were building.
Yeah,
That's
you
the
can't
American
do that
dream.
anymore, Alyssa.
And in order to expand and protect the middle class, we have to do a few basic things. We need to bring down the price of things we spend the most money on.
True.
Groceries, housing, healthcare. We need to make more things in America with good-paying union jobs and bring our supply chains back home from places like China. We need to give American businesses the certainty they need to invest and create the jobs of the future. And we need a tax system that's fair for people who don't happen to make $1 billion. Look, the president talked a big game on the economy, but it's always important to read the fine print. So, do his plans actually help Americans get ahead? Not even close.
Oh, come on.
President Trump is trying to deliver an unprecedented giveaway to his billionaire friends. He's on the hunt to find trillions of dollars to
I'm
pass
old enough
along
to
the
remember when I
wealthiest
made
in
more
America.
money under the first Trump
And to do that,
presidency than
he's
any
going to
other
make
time
you
in my
pay
fucking
in
life.
every part of your life.
And I was a Democrat at the
Grocery
time,
and
and I
home
didn't believe it
prices
was
are
going to happen.
going
I
up,
freaked out
not
when Trump. I was
down.
like,
And
my
he hasn't
business
laid
is
out
going
a
to
credible
go
plan to
under.
deal with either of
I made
those.
more money under Trump
His
than
tariffs
any
on
other
allies
time.
like Canada will raise prices on energy, lumber, and cars, and start a trade
And then
war
I gave
that
it
will
all
hurt
up to cover
manufacturing
socialism on
and
the internet.
farmers. Your premiums and prescriptions
all
And
will
we thank
cost
you
more
for it. We
because
thank
the
you for your
math on these
service.
proposals
Sacrificed
doesn't work
everything
without
I had
going
worked
after
for
your
years
healthcare.
for you people.
Meanwhile, for those keeping score, the national debt is going up, not down. And if he's not careful, he could walk us right into a recession.
Now I write books about socialism.
And one more thing.
That's all I do.
In order to pay for his plan, he could very well come after your retirement. The Social Security, Medicare, and VA benefits you worked your whole life to earn.
That's okay. I don't
The
expect
president
them to be
claims
there
he
anyway.
won't, but Elon Musk just called Social Security the biggest Ponzi scheme of all time.
True.
While we're on the subject of Elon Musk, is there anyone in America who is comfortable with him and his gang of 20-year-olds using their own computer servers
on.
to
His
poke through
gang
your
of
tax
20-year-olds?
returns, your health information, and
No,
your bank accounts?
yes.
No oversight.
They can do
no
whatever the fuck they
protections
want. I don't
against
give a
cyber
fuck.
attack. No guardrails
What's
on
the
what
one guy
they do
named
with your private data.
Something?
Big balls.
We need a more
balls,
efficient
yeah.
government.
Biggest,
You want to cut
biggest.
waste? I'll help you do it.
Yeah.
But change doesn't need to be chaotic or make us less safe. The mindless firing of people who work to protect our nuclear weapons, keep our planes from crashing, and conduct the research that finds
our
the cure for
planes from
cancer,
crashing.
only to
They haven't been
rehire
working
them
out
2
very
days
good.
later. No CEO in America could do that without being summarily fired. Okay, so we've talked about economic security. How about national security? Let's start with the border. As someone who spent my whole career protecting our homeland, every country deserves to know who and what is coming across its border. Period. Democrats and Republicans should all
Every
be for
country
that.
should have a border,
But
first of all,
securing the
honey.
border without actually fixing our broken immigration system is dealing with the symptom and not the disease. America is a nation of immigrants. We need a functional system keyed to the needs of our economy that allows vetted people to come and work here legally.
I do think our
So I
immigration
look forward to the
system needs
president's
an
plan on
overhaul.
that. Because here's the thing. Today's world is deeply interconnected. Migration, cyber threats, AI, environmental destruction, terrorism.
AI is the best.
One nation cannot face these issues alone. We need friends in all corners, and our safety depends on it. President Trump loves to say peace through strength. That's actually a line he stole from Ronald Reagan.
So
But let me tell you,
He
after
quoted
the
Reagan for
spectacle
that.
just took
So
place in
fuck
the
you,
Oval
lady.
Office last
He
week,
gave him credit for
Reagan
that.
must be rolling in
No one
his
cares,
grave.
Alyssa.
We all want an end to the war in Ukraine. But Reagan understood that true strength required America to combine our military and economic might.
And you're going to
with
lose all that
moral
sweet,
clarity.
sweet laundered
And that
money.
scene in the Oval Office wasn't just a bad episode of reality TV. It summed up Trump's whole approach to the world. He believes in cozying up to dictators like Vladimir Putin and kicking our friends like the Canadians in the teeth.
No,
He sees
Canada's
American
not our
leadership
friend.
as merely a series of real estate transactions.
No.
As a Cold War kid,
No offense,
I'm
Canadians.
thankful
I
it was
like you
Reagan and not
individually, just
Trump in
not as
office
a
in the
country.
1980s.
Yeah, the
Trump
Canadian
would have
people are
lost us
great.
the
It's
Cold
the
War.
government. At least Trudeau is stepping
Donald
down.
Trump's
We'll see if
actions
that
suggest
happens.
that
And the good
in
Canadians
his
understand
heart,
that. They're
he
like, yeah,
doesn't
our
believe
government
we're
is
an
the problem.
exceptional
Yeah.
nation.
Sort of like
He
America's
clearly
the same
doesn't
way.
think we should
Good
lead
and
the
bad.
world.
Yeah.
Look, America is not perfect, but I stand with the majority of Americans who believe we are still exceptional, unparalleled. And I would rather have American leadership over Chinese or Russian leadership any day of the week. Because for generations, America has offered something better. Our security and our prosperity, yes, but our democracy, our very system of government, has been the aspiration of the world. And right now, it's at risk. It's at risk when the president decides you can pick and choose what rules you want to follow, when he ignores court orders and the Constitution itself, or when elected leaders stand by and just let it happen. But it's also at risk when the president pits Americans against each other, when he demonizes those who are different and tells certain people they shouldn't be included. Because America is not just a patch of land between two oceans. We are more than that. Generations have fought and died to secure the fundamental rights that define us. Those rights and the fight for them make us who we are. We're a nation of strivers, risk takers, innovators, and we are never satisfied. That is America's superpower. And look, I've lived and worked in many countries. I've seen democracies flicker out. I've seen what life is like when a government is rigged.
And why do they flicker out?
Without paying off a corrupt official. You can't criticize the guys in charge
Alyssa,
without
why do
getting
they
a knock
flicker
at
out,
the door
Alyssa?
in the middle of the night. So as much as we need to make our
She's a
government
Fed.
more
Don't trust
responsive
anything
to our
she
lives
says.
today, don't for one moment fool yourself that democracy isn't precious and worth saving. But how do we actually do that? I know a lot of you have been asking that question. First, don't tune out. It's easy to be exhausted, but America needs you now more than ever. If previous generations had not fought for this democracy, where would we be today? Second, hold your elected officials, including me, accountable. Watch how they're voting. Go to town halls and demand they take action. That's as American as apple pie. Third,
why do people have
organize.
women do the response?
Pick just one issue you're passionate about
It's
and engage.
It's for
and doom scrolling doesn't count.
Just whamming.
Join
No
a
one
group that
wants to
cares
hear
about your
from
issue
women.
and act.
Whammons
And
are
if
the
you can't
best.
find one, start
Even the
one.
Republicans
Some
had
of the
women do
most
it last
important
year.
movements
Katie
in our
Britt,
history
she's
have
Oh
come
God,
from the
that was
like a
bottom.
nagging.
In closing,
in her kitchen.
we
that
all
one?
know that
It
our
was
country
so
is
awful.
going through
you
something
felt like
right
you were
now.
getting a stern talking
We're
to,
not
and I'm
sure
like,
what
I
the
didn't
next
even
day is
do
going
it.
to
Mormon mother.
let alone the next
Yeah.
decade.
Listen, children.
But this isn't the first time we've experienced
Yeah.
significant and
Exactly.
tumultuous
Katie
change
Britt
as a
was
country.
weird. I don't like her.
I'm a student of history.
Yeah, I
and
still
we've
don't like
gone
her.
through periods of political instability before. And ultimately, we've chosen to keep changing this country for the better. But every single time, we've only gotten through those moments because of two things: engaged citizens and principled leaders.
Which engaged citizens
who
voted
do
for
a
Trump.
little bit
Open
more
your
than they're
fucking
used to
ears,
doing
lady.
to fight for the things that they care about, and principled
Which
leaders
we did.
who are ready to receive
Take the
the
lots.
ball and do
Take
something
the
about it.
lots.
So thank you tonight for caring about your country. Just by watching, you qualify as engaged citizens.
Oh, good.
And I promise that
we got an
I
award,
and my
Jennifer.
fellow
We got a
Democrats
participation.
do
We got a
everything in our power
participation
to be the
award.
principled
Everyone
leaders
gets a
that you deserve.
participation award.
Good night,
I'm engaged.
That
Alyssa
sucks.
Slotkin, the freshman
it's so
senator
nasty.
from Michigan with
Black.
a Democratic response tonight.
Yawn.
Responses
That
from the
desk is gonna
opposite
make me
party on the night
dizzy.
of State of the Union addresses are very difficult.
Yeah, I
that
don't
was
like it.
one of the better
Yikes.
ones that I have seen.
Rachel
Look, she said,
Maddow looks
as
so
a former CIA
old.
officer, I've lived and worked in many countries. I've seen democracies flicker out. I've
She's
seen
kinda
what life
aging
is
like a
when
man,
government's rigged.
which
You can't
isn't
open a
no
business
bad.
without paying off a
It is,
corrupt
though.
official.
Like, look at
You
the
can't
makeup.
criticize the
Her-
guys in charge
her
without
makeup
getting a
is
knock
so
on the door in the
heavy.
middle of the night.
Oh,
So
they
as
do
much
that,
as we need to
though.
make
They
our
put
government more
eyelashes on
responsive
her.
to our lives
Jennifer, she's
today,
wearing eyelashes.
don't for
Yeah.
one moment fool yourself that democracy
You have
isn't
to if you want your
precious
eyelashes
and
to be
worth
seen on
saving.
camera.
And then she ticks through a
No.
three-part list of things people watching right now should do in order to stand up
She's
for their
always had
country. Very,
She's like a lesbian
very
that tried to do
effectively
her own
communicated
makeup and it
speech, I
just
thought,
didn't
Jen.
work
Yeah,
out. 'Cause
look, it's the
You
worst
forgot how to
assignment
girl
in politics.
today.
I think you avoid the call, and then you always have to say yes. That's sort of what it is when you're doing that speech. That was about as good as it
Jen
gets, I
Psaki
think,
looks
in
like
this
she's about to
moment.
cry.
I wrote down a couple of other things she said that I think could be
Oh,
good
wow, I
lines
almost
for
didn't
Democrats.
recognize
I mean,
her.
America's
I
made it clear
know.
prices are too high.
You
That
look
stuck out
older,
to me, and I wrote it
too.
down because that was something nobody wanted to admit leading up to the November
think you
election.
age when you start
And it was
working
like
for
not acknowledging what
MSNBC.
people were experiencing.
He was
And that's
like
a lesson coming out of
22 years
November.
old last
Do his
year.
plans actually help
Not
people
anymore.
get ahead? That is pretty direct and straightforward. That's a good framing way to look at the question. I also think, just to say something about Alyssa Slotkin, there's often this question of Do Democrats need to find a celebrity, somebody who's outside of politics, somebody who has 6 million TikTok followers? She's a mom from Michigan. I doubt she's on TikTok. She's just a pretty normal person who happens to be really smart and got elected to the Senate.
She's an intelligence
That's the kind of
officer.
messaging that I think works. The other thing I would just say about the speech, because I think it flows into what she had to say, is I think the speech, I think Democrats need to look at the speech. The volume is the point, as Nicole was saying, right? Volume and chaos and figuring out the whack-a-mole is the point. If I am them, I am looking at the Social Security sections of that speech.
Trump speech, yeah.
Of the Trump speech. Sorry, to go back
Well,
to the
here
Trump
we go
speech.
with the Social Security
and I'm figuring
again.
out how to put that, it's not really a time for television ads, but put that out, respond on that, focus on the thing. You can oppose everything he said, but you have to pick something. 1,000 flowers cannot bloom. And the Social Security piece, especially given the former Social Security administrator said this week that program, they may not be able to make payments. They may not make payments in the next 30 to 90 days. That's what he said, Martin O'Malley. So there's a lot of backdrop here. If I'm them, that's what I pick. But I feel like overall tonight, it's an opportunity for Democrats to try out some material.
And that was not
okay.
economy.
Yeah, Michael, what did you think?
It's always time for television ads.
Because I don't think he was talking about I think he was talking about the ones that were fake.
There's so much of Trump's
not the
speech
people
that
who
I
are
would
genuine.
be canning for commercials that run tomorrow.
If you're not
I have my guys and
138
gals
years old,
working
you don't have
right
to worry
now
about it.
on the Social Security piece,
Like
on
the
the
people that have been
Ukraine
collecting
piece,
on their
that
dead
just
relatives for the
nuggets you
last
pull
20
out
years, you're going to need to worry. Governments who have been
the trip
recycling that
is the narrative.
to get the money.
And I
they'll
want you
need
to
worry.
trip over my narrative because we've been tripping over yours, right? Because you've been laying out, as the president, you've been saying all this stuff. Tonight we heard the president, I just wrote this down, this was a tale of American empire.
Oh,
Because at the end of the day, he wants to run it all. He wants to rule it all. He wants to control it
Panama
all.
Canal.
So it's a tale
How
of American
dare
empire.
you. The tale of American empire? You used to be a
beautiful.
Republican, bro.
Because it was a tale of a working American family, community.
Oh,
and not
so
getting
you
lost
forget
in
the
empire.
community.
But
Trump's
actually
gonna be
doing what
king,
we've always done from
and
the
then he's
very
gonna be
beginning, and that's
emperor, and then he's gonna
creating
be
with our
God.
hands and our minds and engaging the country. So those
never
two
have
narratives,
another
you stand them
election.
up. I can tell you sitting in this chair tonight who would win that argument.
Are you telling me we're not going to get Greenland one way or another?
I'm sorry,
We're not going to get Greenland from Denmark.
He doesn't want to buy Greenland or occupy Greenland or annex Greenland or any of that. He wants to help them become independent.
He wants the mineral rights is what he wants.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that.
I'm shrinking in my chair on that one. But, again, even
He
the
wants
use
to
of
buy
urban
minerals
drill
from
misses
them.
the mark.
Denmark's
We
not
are
giving up
past
Greenland,
that
though. You know how I know? Because they just
leading
updated their royal seal to have it be
for
more
what
friendly
we're
to
drilling.
Greenland.
We are
Well,
leading
Denmark
in
has been in
production in
trouble
the
with it
world.
for a long time, and
So,
nobody's been
we
listening
did
to
it.
Greenland.
All right,
Well,
but the
you know
fact
what?
that you're
Queen
still
Mary
talking
wore a
about it
tiara last
tells
night
me
in
at least
Finland,
you don't
Jennifer,
know
that
what
hasn't been
we've
worn in
done.
140 years. So,
Chris,
yeah.
just this point about the sort of the
I know that.
focus,
I know
which
that
has
because
been
I
the
actually
problem
follow
with
royal.
everything.
I actually follow
Today,
royal shit. I was
the
like, oh,
Democrats-
she busted out an
That
old
Social
fucking
Security-
tiara.
I
Oh,
mean, what a
shit.
tell that was.
There's a
He's
fancy
talking
one
about
on
Social
today.
And it
Security
actually
in
looked really nice,
identical
okay?
terms to
Queen
the way
Mary
he
is
talked about
Australian. We don't
voting in the
besmirch
run-up
her.
to
She's a good
January
lady.
6th.
I can
It's the
say what I
exact same
want.
I'll give you
story.
his exact quote. We're going to.
She met the king
We're also
at a
identifying
bar
shocking
during the
levels of
Sydney Olympics,
incompetence and
and they
probable
fell in love.
fraud in
Did
the
they have a
Social
lovely-
Security
a lovely
program for our
beverage?
seniors, and
I'm
that
sure
our
they had
seniors and
Royal
people that
Tango,
we
but
love
she was a
rely
bar.
on.
She was like a
Believe
bar
it, Governor,
server, and that's where she
believe it or
met
not,
the
government
then
databases
Crown
list
Prince of Greenland, and
4.7
they fell
million
in
Social
love. And it was
Security,
like an actual
and then he
concert.
starts going
this-
into this
and
list
that's
of all
This is an
the-
awesome love
and it's
story.
like the
I love
dead
it.
voters in Pennsylvania.
It actually,
It's
like,
exactly what
legitimately,
they
it
say.
was
Dead voters in
one of those
Pennsylvania,
stories.
it's the same thing.
Oh, I love that.
And the logic applies in the same way. What did that lead up
She's
to
not a
him
royal.
doing?
She's a commoner from
January
New Zealand.
6th, right?
Okay,
And
this
it
I
was,
can get
it was
behind.
laying the
Yeah.
groundwork for an assault
I
on
love
the
how you
institutions
just
of
know
democracy.
everything.
Wait,
He's not
wait,
spending
right.
Chris
4
Hayes
or
just
5
said
minutes of
January
a
6th was
speech
laying a
listing,
foundation for
in a
assault
pretty
on
painful
institutions.
way, all of this supposed fraud, which is obviously nonsense,
Supposed fraud.
to not do anything with it.
Yeah.
What
They're
the
coming for it. He was telling you the two big takeaways. The headlines were trade war coming, Social Security, they're coming. They are coming, they are coming, they are coming. Like yelling out Omar's
They're not even
coming.
breathing
They are
heavy.
coming.
Two big lists. I mean, whenever you're giving a speech, right? I'm terrible at giving speeches. But the one thing that I know about giving a speech is don't have a list of numbers.
Oh my God.
Right? Like, it's really hard. It's really painful to do.
I
was
kind of
mad
agree
at
with
his
that. I said
staff
it was
on his
boring.
behalf for him putting him in that
Yeah, but don't
situation.
have a
You're
list of numbers? Isn't that how you do your fact check? checks
all
and
the
the
ones
check
Well,
nobody
but
else can see them.
it doesn't work in a speech,
And so
though.
he's reading all these numbers, but he did it twice. Yeah. He did it on
No,
Social Security.
we don't besmirch
exactly as you're
Queen
saying.
Mary of
The other
Denmark,
place he did it
okay?
was
She did her
on
time.
USAID.
Yeah.
She learned
Talking about
Danish.
what he has already
Oh, cool.
illegally stopped
And those are
altogether.
the ads.
But
Right,
it
so
still
it's like,
was like
exactly. So why is he listing
a
it?
Why is he
show,
listing
and
it?
I
He's
suppose
listing
that would
it
be
the same way that he
expected.
listed it for USAID to justify getting rid of it. They are justifying getting rid of Social Security by calling it a criminal enterprise.
But the USAID list was perfect for his culture warriors because he picked program after program that he deems, and he didn't call it woke there, woke.
It was woke.
He found
I don't want
programs
to
that he
fund
thought had
Sesame Street in
extreme
Saudi
titles
Arabia.
in
I
foreign
don't want to
countries
fund
and saying we're
condoms
cutting
and
them.
circumcision
But
in
even
Niger.
if they cut them legally or illegally,
Circumcision
that's
is
not enough money to balance the
mutilation
budget.
anyway.
Just
I-
like
we don't need
Elon
to be
Musk.
cutting
Less
off
than
people's
1/5
dicks in
of
another
the
country. Like, what the
Federal
fuck?
That's 3 million workers. The same number of workers we had in the federal government
But a
in
lot of that
1980.
funding
So when he says
doesn't
we
make it
balloon
to the
government,
cause.
not when it
It
comes to
goes
our
to
federal
the
workers,
bureaucrats
that's
that run
5% of our
the
budget.
organization
Again,
It's all
chump
just
change.
the
flush.
I just like to say,
It's
I
all
think the
just
Old
the CIA
Testament has something to
front.
say
That's
about
all
whether
it is.
Yeah,
circumcision
exactly.
is
They
woke.
know we're just going to do this with it so they have a detailed
Well, how ridiculous is this? It's like, well, that's actually pretty.
audit of it, but they don't actually spend the money where they don't use it for what they're saying.
But it's amazing to listen to this because, like, you know what they're talking about. They're like, the
issue- I
USAID
mean,
was
if you're going to
improperly
talk about
cut.
like being mad at his
Shut the
staff, like I
fuck
don't know if we're
up.
allowed to do that, but like to let him get to that part of the speech without telling him how to pronounce Uganda. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like he's speaking into a microphone. They know it's coming. They know he doesn't know how to say the word, and then he gets up there and he's like,
He has a New York accent,
sounding his way
Rachel. Get
through
off
it,
his
like he's
back.
hooked on phonics. I mean, he's the
Uganda.
president of the United States, and it's just humiliating to him if he was capable of
I
saying
don't care if
People will think,
Ugandans
"Cut
like
that
us or
program.
not.
It's so much
Totally,
money.
yeah.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's chump change. And if he really wanted to go after
It's
the
chump
deficit,
change.
it's
$100
Social Security,
billion
Medicare,
is
Medicaid,
chump
which he's
change.
potentially
Yeah, okay.
coming
The
for.
other thing here is just generally, like, in terms of the focus of the speech, like, one of the things that's emerging in early polling here, just as a sort of
I
barometer, is that
disagree.
he won this election because people were frustrated with the economy. Like, that is
Well, and any
where
of the funding
marginal
that
voter
goes to
was.
the
This
smaller
was a
countries
very
in Africa
culture war
or any
speech.
third
This was
world
a very
countries,
DeSantis
it never
speech.
gets to the
DeSantis,
people
like,
or
lost
any
that primary
programs.
for a
It goes
reason.
right to the government.
The reason
It
he's the
sucks
governor
right
of
up to
Florida
those
and not,
guys.
like, doesn't have higher office. And
We're
what people
absolutely
want is, like,
completely
what are you
stupid
doing
if we
about the
see this
economy?
actually
And that was
helping the little people.
relatively limited. There was a lot of the culture war stuff.
Explicitly blaming Joe Biden
Yeah.
for the price of eggs is probably not going to cut it for that much
Oh,
longer.
okay,
Joining
Joe
us
Biden
now
killed
is
over
one
a
of the
million chickens
Democrats
last
who
year.
actually walked
Yeah,
out
because he's
of the
been in
speech
office
tonight.
like a
Florida
month and a
Democratic
half.
Congressman
Right.
Maxwell
Not only
House,
takes
we
grow
saw
a
him
chicken
leave
in
the
the
House
egg.
chamber. He
The
took off his
fucking-
jacket. You
the
could see the
fucking
T-shirt
Florida
he was
gun
wearing
king.
over his dress shirt. It says, "No kings live here." Congressman
Especially
Frost,
you,
really
sweetheart.
appreciate you making time to be with us tonight. Thank you.
Of course. Thanks for having me on.
Oh,
Tell us about the
cringe.
decision to wear that shirt and to walk out at the moment you did.
I think it's important for people to see that their leaders understand that this is not a normal moment. We're in the middle of a billionaire administrative takeover and coup of our country.
You know,
where they
the
cut
reason Trump
Medicaid,
won was
cut
so we
Social
didn't
Security,
have any more of
cut
these
Medicare,
normal moments.
Cut all the
We
things that
wanted
we
something
fought
different.
for and
Yeah,
earned
we don't
in
want
order
your
to give
normal,
tax breaks
bro.
to billionaires and corporations. It's not a news story for this country, but it is the most overt I think it's ever been. And so in the spirit of being a member of the Congressional Black Caucus, but also coming from organizing, decided to do a walkout with a group of members wearing a message that not only
Oh,
the
that's
press
what
could see,
the
but the
resist
president could
t-shirt
see.
people
He
were.
calls himself
Yep.
a king, but we're a country of no kings.
He does not call
especially
himself
when
a
these
king.
kings want to do
That
nothing
was a
but
really
take
bad
all the money
political
and give
stunt,
it to
honestly. It was,
themselves.
like,
That's
really
exactly what Donald Trump wants to do.
Let me ask about that. The
I love how they
specificity
just
of
say
the
he calls
message
himself
there.
a
I mean,
king.
one of
He's never done that.
issues that I think the country is sort of having a hard time calibrating, like getting a sense of like how big is this? How different is this from previous political confrontations we've had between people with different ideas about
The country
way the government
voted
should
for
run or what
this.
we should be doing with our money? I think one of the things that people just can't grasp is the king idea, right? The
You
king
know what I
idea
think-
is not just
Oh,
the
wait.
unitary presidency, right? It's not just about consolidating exercising power over the executive branch. The idea of a king, which is what you had on your back of your shirt, is that you've got a unitary power, that the Congress is decorative.
England has a king and he's
beside the
freaking
point,
useless.
Or could be abolished
Well,
and,
he doesn't have any
nothing would happen.
constitutional
But the
power,
courts
though.
are decorative. The courts are there to
But they
essentially
ruled America
ratify
because
what the
America's
ruler wants to
constitution
do,
has
and
king
that the
stuff
rule of
in it.
law is really just
Eh.
the rule of the ruler, and the law can be dressed up to occasion whatever it is he wants. Is that the scale of threat to this country that you think we are literally up against, or is this a hyperbolic charge?
It's not hyperbolic at all. And this shouldn't come as a surprise to anyone. It is all in Project 2025. Donald Trump is the president,
that says we
but he
should
is
have a
also
king here.
the Speaker of the House, effectively.
All hail
he has
King
an entire Republican Congress that is
Don't do
allowing
that.
him to do whatever he wants. None of them utter a peep against what he's saying unless their town halls are stormed
What
and
is
either
he
they're
saying
running
that's
out
bad,
or they say,
buddy?
maybe I disapprove a little bit. But Donald Trump has complete control over the Republicans in Congress. And so what the founders set out to do is have a Congress and have a presidency that were co-equal.
Wow, they're really going to
branches of
lean into this
government, checks on
monarchy
one another,
bullshit
checks and
rhetoric, aren't
balances.
they?
But we don't have that right now. We
This is
have
a
one
bad
person
talking
who
point,
runs
man.
the
This is a
Congress
really
because
bad
he runs the
talking
entire
point.
majority.
One of the things that we saw in the Democratic response from Senator Slotkin was an interesting choice. I'm not sure I've ever seen anything like this before. And you talk about your organizing background. She sort of raised the alarm.
Why
a
are
little
your
bit along the
organizers
lines
always
that you were
getting into
talking about
politics?
tonight, and then said, as a CIA officer, which is her past, that she's seen democracies flicker out in other parts of the world. And then she gave Americans a list of things they can do to try to hold on to our democracy, talking about contacting their member of Congress, joining groups that are working to try to hold on to our democracy. She said pointedly, if there isn't a group that you feel like is in your area or among people who you know is doing the work that you think ought to be done, you need to found that group. You need to start that yourself. Very pointed organizing message from a member of Congress who's not thought of as a real radical. I wonder if that, if I get your reaction to that, and if you had anything to add in terms of what you think people within the sound of your voice ought to be doing right now, given the dire prospects that you see for the country.
I had a town hall about a week and a half ago when we put out the link. Within 4 hours of one email, we had over 600 RSVPs. And at this standing room only town hall, the message was clear from everybody. Two things. They wanted to learn about how serious and dire the situation is. And two, they wanted to be put to work. And as someone who comes from an organizing background, March for Our Lives and other organizations, it is a gold mine when the people contact you and say, what can I do? You know, I come from going to people and knocking on their doors and begging them to volunteer, begging them to get involved. And now the people are saying, put us to work. We want to fight for our democracy, for our country, for Medicare, for Medicaid, for programs that help and that working people have earned. And so I think it is important to make sure people know that the United States, our democracy can break. We can lose it if we don't defend it. And fascism and authoritarians, they gain power when there is no opposition. That's part of the reason I've told people you have to make the decision. Are we the minority or are we the opposition? Because I do believe an authoritarian can take hold when it's just a minority. But when there's a strong opposition, we can fight it back and we can come back stronger than ever. And so I agree with giving people something to do. But first off, you got to explain to people how
so
serious
close
the
to being
situation
done with this
is.
champagne, Jennifer.
Congressman Maxwell
then
Frost,
So
one
that's
of a
it.
number of Democrats
I have
who
nothing else.
did not make
I think
it
my
through the
little
speech
wine is
tonight.
starting to give me a
left,
buzz. That's
in
probably
the
why
middle
I'm
of the
being so
president's
spicy.
remarks. Congressman, I really appreciate you joining us tonight and being with us.
I've been
It's always
drunk
a
for
pleasure
like
to have
2
you.
hours, so I don't know
Thanks for
what.
having me on.
All right. Should mention, I gave you a list a little bit earlier on about the Democrats who we know did walk out during the speech. Other than the initial confrontation that happened basically right as President Trump started speaking, and that was Congressman Al Green, and they sort of performatively summoned the sergeant-at-arms to escort him out. Very dramatic.
I don't think it was performatively. I think it was
moment
actually
there.
summoned
A
him.
number of other
That
Democrats
is
walked out during the
their
speech. They
decorum,
include
but I
Maxwell
mean,
Frost,
just like
who we
they
just
took out the
spoke
guy
with,
that
also
said to
Ayanna
Obama,
Pressley,
"You lie."
Jasmine Crockett,
Do you remember that call
Maxine
out?
Dexter
Yeah.
from
His
Maryland,
speeches?
Andrew
And
Salinas
he
from
actually
Oregon,
was
Ilhan
lying.
Omar, Pramila Jayapal,
And the dude called him out, and they took him
Melanie
out of there,
Stansbury from
and he
New
had to issue
Mexico,
a formal
Jamie
apology.
Raskin from Maryland, who we spoke with earlier this evening, Zoe Lofgren from California, who's a member of the January 6th investigation. Also, at least two
We all know
Democratic US
Democrats
senators,
shit smells like
left the room,
roses.
Senator Chris
So
Van
I mean,
Hollen, and
obviously,
Senator
they're not doing
Bernie
anything
Sanders.
wrong.
The
One of the
minute
things
that
that
you
we have
see
all
that
been
literally
most looking
everyone is
forward
shilling a
to
narrative, and
hearing
this goes for
tonight
if
and
we were
checking
turned
in
on
on
Fox News, they'd be
is the
shilling a narrative
reaction
too. So it's like
to the president's speech
everyone,
tonight
literally
from
everyone
the
is just
four
shilling a narrative.
fired
It's like,
federal
oh,
workers,
you all
four very impressive people
You all
who Jacob
Yeah, but on
Soboroff
Fox
is with
be like,
tonight in
rah, rah
Washington,
this,
who
rah, borrow
the
that.
speech with them. We told him that we'd
no
come back to him
It's like,
after
no,
the
no,
speech and
let
after
me
the
tell you some
Democratic
things the wrong
response
Trump
to
said.
get
Like,
the
he claimed he banned
reaction
critical
of
race theory
those
from the
4 federal
classroom. He did
workers to
not.
what they heard tonight. Really looking forward to hearing this. We're going to
I
have
think
that
he
right on
did
the other
talk
side
about
of
getting
this.
rid of the Department of Education, though, which makes me
Yeah,
happy.
that seems to be happening, but that won't actually do all that much. So.
No, it's a step in the right direction. There's a lot to do.
All right.
He's only been in office for not even 3 months. Everybody calm down. Good grief.
Well, they're going to commercial, and I kind of want to wrap up this stream, Jennifer. So do you have any final thoughts? Not that I'm not amused by MSNBC, but I need to, pee and go do other stuff. So
Yeah, it is the time that it is. I did want to talk about movie night coming up. We have a change of plans. First of all, I forgot. Okay, so husband and I were remiss. We missed the first weekend of March.
You missed the fucking ABC and Double D.
We did.
See, this is the problem with doing something once a month is you forget. I know this because I've been doing this for years with Bitchcraft. And I'm like, oh shit, Bitchcraft came right up, didn't it?
I know. Remember you missed it? Was that last week? Whoops.
Hey, oops. I
Everybody's
forgot.
asking, where is it?
Like everyone else remembers but me. Yeah.
So we forgot we're doing it this weekend, which will be the 8th, Saturday the 8th, that we're doing Porky's. Mr. Jennifer's BCs and Double D's will be doing Porky's, and we'll be issuing some better instructions about, like, if you want to hear our sort of MST3K takedown of it. We are looking for a volunteer who wants to be unmiked and comment with us. And then on Sunday, I've got a change of plans because I was going to do the Wizard of Oz, but I'm not able to.
Why?
Because our dear friend John lost his great-great-grandpapa, or his great-grandpapa, and so he will not be able to be there on Sunday. And so I'm going to swap it for what I had on the last week of March, which would be The Island.
Oh, okay. I'm on board with this. The Island is a great fucking movie. I love it. Ewan McGregor can do no wrong.
Yes.
Every movie
agree.
he makes is good, and
Agree.
I don't want to hear anything about it. And I've seen him in person, and he's beautiful in person. And I saw him. I was at the world premiere of Trainspotting 2. Accidentally, I ended up there, and he was there, and I was right in the front row. And I have pictures to this day. I was like. He's so fucking beautiful, and I'm a big fan of this movie, and I love this movie, and I'm really excited.
Yeah, Ewan McGregor is fantastic. I love him very, very much. So we're where were we? Fangirl moment. So yeah, we're doing The Island this coming Sunday. So we'll do Porky's on the 8th, Island on the 9th, and let me see. MacB has Brave New World Part 1 looks like scheduled.
Oh,
yeah,
that's awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome. The Brave New World miniseries, the old school 80s miniseries.
I'm not sure. I'm guessing.
I think that's what it is. It's
Knowing
so
Mac,
good.
it would probably be an old school.
It's so good. Everyone has to go to movie night with MacB. All the movies are great. Porky's kind of sucks, but that's actually the point of it. Is that you're doing commentary over a movie that sucks.
We're making fun of old bad movies.
But man, no, if you guys have never seen the Brave New World miniseries from the 80s, it's so good. It's like Logan's Run, but it's Brave New World.
Oh yeah,
but they
I
do,
watched
a good
the
job.
new one. I loved the new one, but it got canceled after season 1 because I think it got a little too close to the truth. Maybe.
Yeah, I didn't like. I mean, it was okay. It wasn't bad. I like parts of it, but like the old school 80s miniseries of Brave New World is just so good. I've seen it a bunch of times.
He has got some good shit coming up. I hope Mac, I hope you don't mind. He's just got 2 parts, 1 and 2, Brave New World Part 1 this Monday, Brave New World Part 2 next.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
All right. Then he's got Pan's Labyrinth. He's got Heavy Metal. He's got the South Park movie. I'm jealous. I wanted to do the South Park movie, but I love that he's doing it because there's so many movies.
MacB has the best movie night list. No offense, Jennifer, but MacB has just like all these amazing cult classics and all this stuff. Your movie night list is good too.
It is. It is.
You know what? More people go to your movie night than go to MacB's movie night, and that's kind of criminal if I'm honest about it. And I'm not saying people shouldn't go to Jennifer's movie night. You should go to Jennifer's movie night because it's always awesome. That's on Sunday. But if you have not checked out MacB's movie night, like he's playing some really good fucking movies.
He is,
and he's so good about trivia and stuff like that. And so we salute MacB. He's doing a good job, and we're gonna get more people to go to his movie night. And if you want to attend it, make sure you sign up to the mailing list at carlin.substack.com. That will get you into the supporter Discord, and we will do movie night on Sunday and Monday and Saturday this week as well.
One Saturday a month. So yeah, Michael and I both forgot. It was like, I think it was Friday night. I'm like, dude, I totally forgot to announce the thing. He's like, let's do it next week. I'm like, all right, fine.
All good.
He's not used to it either. But in all honesty and full disclosure, it kind of weirds me out to be doing some of these movies, but it's all good. So yeah, that's what's coming up next. Got some great shit coming up. Let's see. We've got, hold on, I'm looking at my list again. So we've got The Island this Sunday. Next week, we're doing a Tron double feature, Tron 1 and 2. And then we'll do The Wizard of Oz on the last March.
Oh, I said I was going to do mushrooms if we did Tron double 1 and 2. Yeah, I did. Okay, I gotta find my mushrooms. All right,
2 weeks from now. I wish I could join you, but I won't be able to read my notes.
I'm gonna do mushrooms for Tron.
Nice.
It's gonna be really irresponsible, but it'll be great. I'll probably think I'm dying in the middle. I'll be like, Jennifer, what's happening?
It's okay. Just pet something soft. It'll be fine.
What's going on?
Have a security object of some kind.
It's true.
Oh my gosh. Well, yay us. And then next Tuesday, I don't know what we're doing. I'm looking through some various topics for the return of Disenrage. We'll figure it out.
Well, isn't it this is my turn? Okay, I don't have to think about it next week. Good. You take it. You do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm up for next week.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess that's all we have then, guys. I hope you guys had a good night. I hope you enjoyed the speech, and I'm gonna go take off and go do some stuff. And
and no offense to the Queen of Denmark, I have no idea who she is. So
it's
long
okay.
live the Queen.
Okay. Yeah, long live Queen Mary of Denmark and her new tiara. All right, guys. I guess that's all we have. Jennifer, I'm gonna play the long outro video, so I will see you when I see you. Okay.
Alrighty, I'll be out of here. See you. Take care, everybody.
All right,
Love
guys.
you.
Take care. Have a good one. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
How are you feeling? How long have you been here? 3 months, May 17th. And what brought you? That's difficult to answer. it you're trying to do with your life? Play the piano for the people. I'm not clear. How is it that playing the piano for people has eventually resulted in your being here in the hospital? That's difficult to answer.